We made it. We made it.
Barely.
Oh my gosh.
Just
I don't
barely.
know. It's totally my fault. I would love to be able to say this was Evie Mux's problem or it was the internet. No, this was 100% user error. And behind the scenes,
It's a
before we get
Michael
started,
issue.
I actually got it fixed. And then right before I hit the go live button, let me try this one problem again. Just see if it does it again. And sure enough, it did it again. If I just left it alone, we could have been back on like 15 minutes
Hey,
ago.
matches do burn twice, just so you
Yeah.
know.
Oh my goodness. Crazy. So let's see here. Let's just thank you guys. Kevin, haha Kevin. Okay. Oh, you're saying that's Kevin.
Oh, yeah. That was me.
Oh, Kevin's saying I'm here first. Again. Yes, he is. Kevin is first. Great review, by the way, on that microphone. I still can't believe that's only 35 bucks. Glad
Yeah.
you guys made it. Was looking forward to this all day. Hey, so were we. So
Yes.
were we.
All week.
Yes. Yep. Okay. There's the haha Kevin. Yep. He's first. All right. Chris, woohoo, made it in time. Just got home from 8.5 hour round trip drive to Albuquerque. Well, see, Chris, that was the thing. We were gonna go live at 8, and we said, you know what, Chris isn't ready yet.
Yep.
So let's make up some fictitious technical
Had a
problems.
feeling.
So he doesn't feel
Fictitious
late.
problems.
Oh man. I tried to put this overlay in here that what you see for our background, and somehow it ended up being an extra box. So instead
Yeah.
of 2 boxes, it was 3 boxes, and we couldn't get rid of it. No matter what I tried to do, I couldn't get rid of it. And then somehow I did something where it disappeared, and then I tried to put that thing back on.
It was exhausting. And I wasn't even doing anything. I was just watching you. I was getting tired.
It was brutal, but we're
Yeah.
here. We're here. And we figured out what my problem was. So at least we think so. I'm not going to mess with it until after the show. Did you take a left at Albuquerque? Kevin's asking Chris. I think I took a left at Albuquerque. I'll say that right now. Nope, it was just straight turnaround. And let's see here. I did not want to miss this for nothing. Thank you, Chris. Thank you,
Yes.
man.
Thank you
This is
very
like
much.
I look so forward to this because we go through what we go through for the week. We have our primary responsibilities. We have our life, and then like Friday is just the day where Friday night we all get together and we just purge,
Yes.
detox. We're gonna just let it all go, and then we're
Great
gonna go
big
back to our family on Saturday and enjoy.
USA.
Yeah, woosah. It's woosah here. Let's see here. All right. So, speaking of, we got here and stuff was going on, and we've had a rough week. Clay, and for those you don't know, in case this is your first time
Yeah.
watching, we got 7 people already, which is just amazing that we're at 7 in like 1 minute. But Clay, you want to tell everybody who you are?
I am Clay Allen from the Clay Allen Chronicles. I do. What do you call everybody? You're calling me the philosopher.
Yes.
So motivational, kind of, get you pumped going stuff, and an occasional review. I do want to do reviews. I've always liked it, so I'm gonna try to either mix that in there or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. I call you a theologian. Instead of a theologian, you're a philosopher-ogian.
Okay.
Theologian?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're making up words tonight. Yeah.
I just like to. I do like to. I don't know. I like to talk. So if I can make you feel better or help you out or pump you up or kind of give you some positive vibes, I'm gonna try.
Awesome. My wife is trying to comment, but she can't. Let me.
Yeah.
If you're watching, try going on Facebook. I added Facebook live stream to it, so see if you can log in on Facebook and comment that way. So I heard this week from some. I was at another church outside of mine, helping them get their live stream set up, and they were talking about how they stream on X. I'm like, you do
Really?
what? He's like, yeah, we stream on X. I'm like, you can stream on Twitter? He's like, oh yeah. So I'm up on Twitter. I'm testing it out. I only have like,
Oh,
I am
you've
not
got
a
it going right
social-
now?
Yeah, I am not a social media guy. I just don't like to go there, but I have an account from way back, so I think I have like 40 followers on this.
X is not easy to
Yep.
me.
So we're gonna stream. Yes, I stream. Oh, see, Kevin.
Yeah, he streams on X too. Wow. Huh.
Kevin says he streams on X too, so that's what I'm doing. We're streaming on X just to see how it goes. We'll throw it in there. I got 5. EV Mux allows me to stream to 5 platforms. I'm on 4 right now, so I'm trying to stretch it tonight. I'm on my personal Facebook page. We're streaming to my Level Up Facebook page, to the YouTube page, and also to the X. So I still got one more to figure out. I tried to do Instagram. I have an account. I don't know how it works. We're gonna go down in flames, but it says Instagram only allows you to stream for an hour and then they shut you off. So we go past that.
And yeah,
Yep.
we'll burn up an hour before we even say anything.
Yeah, well, it takes us an hour to say hi.
Yeah.
I love. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I want to apologize if anybody is noticing the noise in the background, and noticing that anything looks a little different. I had kind of an emergency of my own. I had to switch up and move my studio setup like now. And I literally just got done with it, and there's an air conditioner running, so I apologize if this is affecting anything. I will change that going forward.
And hey, you gotta be cool. That's the point, you know.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be just fine. It's not that bad. It's a low rumble. If it's like, at least through my headphones. So chat, let me know, guys that are in the chat, if it's a little too much.
So this will be
fine, because it'd be good to know moving forward what we're dealing with.
Because this is the room I'm going to be moving into, and I'm going to move the air conditioner to the other side of the room, so that'll help.
Gotcha. Let's see here. I did see a comment here back from Chris where he was talking about
What's the Twitter address?
Kevin said he's going to start on Rumble soon.
Oh yeah, I don't know what Rumble is.
Rumble is like another. There's like Patreon and Rumble. They're kind of like the YouTube, kind of like a YouTube thing, like an old MySpace slash Facebook thing, but a little more freedom. They not as much of that oversight stuff. Let's see here. What's the Twitter address? The Twitter address is Revelator 2015 at X, maybe. I don't know. This is where I have no experience on Twitter. I have an account. I don't know how to use it. I know enough to get me in trouble. Let me find out here. I will get you the.
So I'm looking back in the comments. Chris, he's saying something about maybe he needs to help us transition to OBS.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Chris, I love OBS.
I use it every day.
My OBS is decked out. The only problem with OBS is it's harder to include chat comments like we have here. So it's a little bit more of a process, and it's not dependable. I've done it and it's worked, and then some weeks it completely shut down. And to me, having you guys part of this conversation is the most important part of this
makes the show.
So it's like, I'd rather have the technical problems I had today where it was my user error of just like decorating, to where, Clay and I were looking at each other and we're like, dude, if we got to go with just a plain screen in the background and no graphics, that's what we're going to do.
Yep.
So, but if OBS can get it to where we can do these types of visuals for the chat, I'm all over it, because I love OBS. I use OBS for all my streams for video. I use it for the church live streams. I use it for just any live stream, really.
All my videos are recorded with it.
Yeah, and I do that too. Like if I'm in a pinch, I go right to OBS. I don't record directly to my camera and do the syncing later. I just go in, I bring down my resolution a little bit. And then I just try not to move fast, because sometimes in OBS, if you're trying to use 4K, you might have a little bit of a sync issue, or you might have a little bit of glitchiness to it. So, but in a pinch, I mean, I've seen Tom Buck do it, where he goes into Ecamm and he just makes a video real quick. And
have you ever looked at Ecamm?
I used to have Ecamm. The first time I did this,
I like it.
I love it too. It
It looks
was,
really intuitive, and it's
yeah.
modular.
But the only one I liked, I didn't like Ecamm's middle package. I only like the pro package, and their pro package is amazing. So me, it's like all or nothing in that one, and their all is better than everybody else's all. Like to me, Ecamm pro package is the king of the hill. They're right at the top. So for me,
Oh
go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. I know what he's talking about now. He's saying he uses OBS to create overlays and then feeds that into a StreamYard.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I've done that. So I'm actually using OBS to get my camera feed into this right now.
I've never done that.
I'm using the virtual camera, OBS virtual camera.
I've never done that. I'm gonna have to
Yep.
try that.
I do that. You know why I do that? Because I can go in and I can put color grading on it and spiff it
Oh
up
yeah.
and
Yep.
yep.
Let's see here. All right. Yeah, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to get in. Yeah, it gives me something to do at night this week. Usually at 9 o'clock, I have like an hour up here to tinker, which is how that fine video came out yesterday. I just came up here to tinker for a little bit, and I was like, oh wait, hold on, hold on. What's this?
I didn't grab one. I do have something coming, but it's not that. But I want that next. But I'm afraid because I don't want to get the black one because I want the one that you got.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't want to copy you, but I want the
do it.
recessed capsule. I want the extra thick padding.
And someone commented on the video today. They were asking, is it only the white one that is done this, or is it do the colors come with that, like the black one?
Yeah.
Does that come that way? And one person, I can't remember the name. If you're in the stream, jump in and say that was me. They were saying that they bought the black one, and the capsule is sitting. There's a gap between the end of the cage and the capsule, but the pop filter on that one was the
Was
thin
the
one.
thin one.
To me, that don't matter because the
Okay,
first thing
so
I
that's
do is throw a colored one on there anyway. Like I take that off
yeah, me
and pop
too.
it on my Shure MV7 or something.
That's the comment that made me say to you, remember I said, now you got me wondering if it's just kind of a random thing.
Yeah, nope, it's white. The white one's got it, and the black one has the recessed capsule. What we're talking about here, I'm trying to show you guys. So in the old finds from a year ago, all the reviews that everybody's going off of, that's what cracks me up. Like Fine didn't say anything, and we're all going off our reviews from a year ago. Saying, oh, this is, it's
Right.
plosives, get this pop filter. But here you can see on my shirt, you can see a little bit of green behind this thing.
Hi, Chad. Just letting him know that I did see that he said hi.
Yep. So you can see there's a space, a green space between the capsuling into the cage, and in the old Fines, it is right up against the end. There's no
Yeah.
space. So, I was just tinkering with it. I'm like, oh my gosh, wait a minute. Why do I see daylight in here? So I love it. I love it. So I always take the pop filter that they give you off, and I start like putting colors on there. And I got a purple
Mike,
one like yours.
what's your Twitter address? I'm going to put it on here real quick.
All right. Yeah, it
I'm
is
just going to put it in the chat.
at Revelator 2015.
REVE.
REVELATOR 2015. I'm gonna have to change that because I'm not Revelator anymore. I'm Level Upper.
At Revelator. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go to my
And
it says,
Chris, if you didn't catch it,
online.
you can see my comment that says his Twitter address.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to work Twitter. Oh my! Look at my screen. I have an issue.
What?
Decision issue. This guy's got commitment problems.
Oh, I like
Like, get these out of here.
What's the purple pop filter?
That was it's the SM7B replacement pop filter, but they've never had purple before. But they finally come out with purple, so I ordered it, and it took. You could go on reporterstore.com, and I was telling Tom on his live stream today, I said, I don't even call it reporterstore.com. I call it tombuck.com.
Tom's store. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Tom store. So I don't order from there because they say it takes like 2 to 3 weeks to get the pop filters, but they're amazing pop filters. I'm like, nah, Amazon's like 3 days. So I ordered this. It took 3 weeks to get here. So I should have went ahead and just got the better one. But yeah,
I like the. I feel like I should have wore my purple one now. I'm
yeah.
like, oh man.
I love this thing. Let me get this
I did get a
microphone
bright
back in
pink
here.
cable. I like these colors, man.
And this is what I wanted. When I ordered the white one, this is what I was envisioning was
Purple
purple
on it.
pop filter and a white shock
Hmm.
mount. I'm looking for it. I think I found one, but it's attached to a microphone I don't want. It's a kit.
Yeah.
They don't sell the white one by itself, but there are certain microphones that are white that come with the white one with it. So I'm about ready to drop money on a microphone I do not care about, do not
You just
want,
want the pop filter.
just for the pop filter on
It's a
it.
white pop filter.
Yeah. It's
That's
the
interesting.
it's the Mayano AU something 4. It's a condenser microphone, kind of looks similar to the Rode NT1. And anyways, it's like $50, but it's got a white one of these on it,
Yeah.
and I want it. I want the white shock
So
mount. So I'm willing to buy that microphone simply just like take the parts off and
Chris
throw it
is
in the
saying he
trash.
got one from, unless he's talking about the whole mic.
Yeah, let me
2
catch up
weeks to
here.
get.
Almost took us an hour to start. Yes, it did. Well, let me jump. Where are we saying? Chris said, "What? Where's he at?" Chris was saying it took 2 weeks to get the
That's
white
the one.
one
The
from the
one
recorder store. Oh, the
most
pop
recent.
filter. Yeah, yeah. It takes
I
like
didn't know if
2
you meant.
weeks.
Yeah. Yep.
So, all right, let's catch up on our comments real quick before we get into our topics for this week. Almost took us an hour to start. Yes, it did. Not picking up much noise at all, Clay. So there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Jason's
Thanks,
here. Hey,
Kevin.
Jay. All right. iPad speakers, no extra noise at all. Nice. And Joseph from Red Cabin Acoustics. Hey,
The
Joseph.
voice.
Just so you know, I had technical difficulties, but I had something planned. So be ready. 3, 2, 1.
The On the Level podcast with Clay and your host, Mike Newman.
Oh,
That sounds.
oh,
That sounds
the
so good.
I'm telling you, the voice of God, like the heavenly voice. Like if Morgan Freeman were to die, Joseph is doing Morgan Freeman's eulogy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like who's gonna voice Morgan Freeman for voiceovers? Yeah, Joseph is.
That's
But
great.
anyways, thank you, Joseph. Joseph sent over some tags for me to edit and splice up and use here on the podcast. Sent me a whole bunch. Thank you, man. Those were epic. I've been playing those to all kinds of people today. Everybody I was like, look what this guy
it
sent
out.
me. There. I said, this guy watches. He's a real good friend. Haven't even met you yet, but man, I feel like I've known you my whole life. But I was like, man, look at this guy. He sent me Joseph. He sent me these tags, and I was just playing it to everybody, and they're just looking at me like, really? This
Yeah.
kid, like whatever. I'm like, dude, you have no idea what this means. I
Yeah.
love this voice, and he used his voice to say,
The On the Level podcast with Clay and your host, Mike Newman.
yes.
It makes me want to like. Oh, I gotta go practice and start doing it.
I know. I literally came up
Me,
here in the
me.
morning. I was like, on the level podcast.
Yeah.
I can't. I was like, I can't get there.
You did so. You did radio for a while.
I did in
Did
high
you not
school.
have that radio
Yeah.
voice? Did
No.
you do that? Or
And
no?
on top of that, my voice is thin. Punchy at the top.
Yeah.
And I need some low end. Like right now, I don't have any low end on here. Let me try and get me some low end. There we go. So that's what I
Give us
usually go
bottom.
for my voice right there. And we had the Electro Voice RE20, which is a high. It lives in the highs. It's the radio microphone, but I loved it. That's what I used all the time. And yeah, I did it for like 2 years. And I was also on the TV station for the high school. And I did TV. I was like the sports anchor for a couple episodes, I think. Maybe I want to say one. I was the sports anchor for a couple episodes, but it was the one I don't know what it was. I just remember the one where I was like, I'm done. The lights were hot, people were staring at me. I freaked out, so I became a
Oh,
camera guy after that. So yeah, but yeah, I was a radio DJ, and
that just sounds fun.
yeah, oh, we had a blast. I broke every FCC rule in the business. I and Joseph, if you're still listening, he's a DJ, radio DJ for a radio station in Cleveland, and he'll know what I'm talking about. You do not mess up the emergency broadcast system tests. Like those are serious, right? And what we just went
How?
through going live, right? I
Yeah.
was trying to go live and this wasn't working and that wasn't working. I couldn't get the beeping to go off. I couldn't get the voiceover to go off. So I was like, I just started talking. This is the test of the emergency broadcast system. This is only a test. And then I could get the beep to work. So then I was like, beep, beep.
Beep. It's like,
And I was trying to do all this stuff, and I'm sitting here just pushing buttons. I had some friends of mine who were not radio, because you have to have a DJ license, a broadcasting license, commercial or non-commercial. We were non-commercial at the time, but anyways, yeah, to be on the radio, for radio station, you had to have a license, and they were not licensed, and they were in there, and I'm just like, push some of those buttons. Which one? Anything that has color to it, just push it.
just
So they're pushing buttons. So all of these other sounds were going through. The thing is, I'm in here like beep, beep. So yeah, broadcasting teacher runs in there. He was on lunch. He just happened to be listening to me. And he comes in there. He's like, "What is going on?" Yeah, always fun. Had a blast. Yeah, yeah. I was a radio DJ. There's another way to do it. Chris is saying you use OBS to create your overlays and feed it to StreamYard to allow StreamYard to send everything out, which allows you to bring in all the chat messages. I'm gonna have to tinker because I love OBS so much better. I mean, I got my Stream Deck, I got my multiple cameras. So, Chris, let me ask you something. Am I able to switch from cameras in here if I go through OBS into EVMux? Because that was a big thing. Like, I'm considering having to upgrade my package in order to get more cameras in here because the basic plan, which is the mid tier, only allows one camera. If you want to use more than one camera, you got to go from $25 to $45, $49.
that's the one I was looking at.
Yeah, and I was like,
Because I know I'm gonna want it.
yeah. So I'm just curious on that one. Where did I leave off here? Kevin, FYI, great job on the fine recap. Thank you. Thank you. If you look closely, you will see glassy eyes and like I was asleep behind that face. I was trying to stay up to get that video done because I'm still trying to
So
finish my
hard,
Rode
man.
NT1 review, and I'm still trying to finish my Toner TD310 review. And then, of course, you were watching me on I kind of let it slip a little bit. I was doing this all while testing a webcam that's not released yet. It was sent to me, and I'm trying not to reveal it. I'm allowed to post it when I'm done, but I don't want to say anything until I post it. But I'm working on that. I'm like, I got to get all these out. It's
Is
starting
that
to
what
pile
we're
up.
seeing right now?
No.
Oh,
I can switch over to it real quick.
yeah.
Let me try to do that.
We can see it without like speaking about it.
Let me switch to. Oh, that's zoomed in. Zoom out. That is boxy. That's not accurate. Does it look like pixely to you on your end?
When you're moving around a lot, yeah. But
Anyways,
at first, no, it looked fine.
yeah, and that's not the normal. Like, it should be zoomed out. Like, what did I do? What have I done? What haven't I done today is the question, honestly. All right, let me go back to my regular camera here.
Did you figure out what was going on with the was that video? The last video you put out had the in and out. It was zooming in automatically.
It's not supposed to do that.
It looked pretty cool, but
Yeah, it surprised me. Oh, there we go. I was zoomed in on the app here. It's got an app. All right, now let me switch back. And this is the new one, and it's not released yet. but this is 100, and it's not. I don't officially know the price. The email they sent me for this camera, a couple months ago, or 2 months ago, they sent it to me, and it was still like in spreadsheet form. Like it wasn't even like official paperwork for it yet. And I thought I saw $179 for this camera right here. It's not supposed to do this. Like, what is that? How did that happen? Go back. So
The
again,
look on your face was like you were on the toilet and somebody kicked the door open.
open the door,
You're like, hey.
and I'm just like, this is crazy. It's not supposed
That's
to
funny.
do this. And so I'm learning how to operate it. I'm learning what it does, and just like now it's not doing it. See, I got it. And this is the process, guys. Like when I start doing video reviews of like webcams, I don't just say, "Hey, let's put it on the out of the box, plug it in, and I'll just tell you what it does." No, I want to learn what it does. I go through all this, and it's like 2-3 week process where I try to do, and then I like situations like this. Oh, what it just happened? How did I do that? How did I stop doing that? So,
Yeah.
anyways, this camera just blows my mind. It blows my mind because this is a $179 setup. Probably going to be cheaper, to be honest with you. And this is
It doesn't look bad. I'm not a good judge right now though, because I don't have my
This is the $1,300 setup. This is the Sony ZV-10 with a Sigma lens on it. So, and some tinkering, but
obviously this looks better.
But yeah, I just
The
blows
other
me
one doesn't
away.
look bad. Yeah.
So I'll just, you know what? I'm gonna spoil it because you guys stuck with me, and we're on here, and we got 12 people in here, and I appreciate it. We were starting an hour late for technical difficulties. This is
Apologies.
going to be released here soon. I'm allowed to make a video and post it now, but I'm kind of waiting for them to like. I don't want to make a video and then no one be able to go anywhere and buy it yet. So I'm waiting for them to post it on Amazon or something. But this is the newest OBSBot camera. It's called the OBSBot Tiny 2 Lite. So it's identical to the OBSBot Tiny 2, and I wish I had it. It's downstairs in my son's room, but that's a $300 webcam to do what you're seeing. Let me go back to it as I'm talking about it. It's a $300 webcam. So that's a lot of money for a lot of people for a webcam. So what they've done is they've stripped down to a cheaper version of it.
I'm gonna make my screen bigger real quick because I want to see. Dude, it looks good.
So yeah, this is let me see if I can do this here real quick. Can we switch to so there we go. So they switched from a $300, this is a $300 body. This is the same webcam that's $300, but they've removed a bunch of features from it to get the price down. So it doesn't do some of the things that the OBSBot Tiny 2 does, but I'm just going to say, like for me already, the stuff that they got rid of was stuff I never used. Like
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, to me it was like all the extra add-ons and all the extra sprinkles and flavors they put onto it. And so with this one, it's a webcam that still has the pan, tilt, zoom. I didn't think it had tracking, but it does.
I think it looks good.
I thought it didn't have hand gestures, like respond to hand gestures, but apparently it did just now. And it's the OBSBot Tiny 2 responds to voice commands. So if I say OBSBot Tiny 2 zoom in, Tiny 2 zoom out, it'll do those things if you tell it to. The Lite won't. So it strips down some of those things, but I've never used the voice commands on the OBSBot Tiny 2.
I don't think I ever would either.
I've never used like the beautification stuff where you can make yourself like super thin and stuff like that. So there's a bunch of stuff. Again, they just stripped out all the accessories and got it back down to a webcam that does tracking, but it has the gimbal on it to track you, and it's like $179. And I am just absolutely
It's a little more attainable.
Yeah. So it's still not Chad's, bargain amazing webcam price of $99, but if you want that ability for it to let me turn tracking back on. If you want a webcam and And let's see here. Tracking, turn tracking back on. So if you want a webcam that will track you as you're doing a live stream, you want to move around. Let's say, hey, we're doing a live stream and I'm selling ring bombs. Let me go get this microphone over here. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, that would be very helpful.
Yeah. So it'll follow you around the room. If you're doing a cooking show, this is where the big one is. Like, let's say you like to do cooking live streams on Facebook or YouTube or anything like that, and you want to move around your kitchen, but it's just a one-man show. So it'll follow you to the fridge. It'll follow you to the stove. It'll follow you as you move around the kitchen and you're doing your cooking live streams, stuff like that. So yeah, that's what it
That's
is.
nice.
The ObsBot Tiny too, and ObsBot's going to yell at me if I broke the rules and talked about it before it's released. But hey, you guys are worth getting in trouble for. All right, let me go back. All right, there we go. So there we go.
Normal.
Let's get caught back up here. Great. Oh, yeah, we just got done talking about that. So that's how the whole for fine thing came about. I was tinkering with that webcam right there, and I just happened to notice that stuff had changed. Monty Weaver is a Ecamm user. Who's Monty Weaver? Is he famous? Am I just not?
I don't know.
Monty
It's
Weaver.
probably somebody that we should know.
That's what I'm saying. Is someone I'm supposed to know, but because I'm so lame, I don't know this person. I'm Googling it. I'm Googling now. 30,000. Let's see. I'm going to put him up on the screen here, and you guys tell me if this is the guy. Jason, tell me. No, I don't want that one. We want this one. There we go. Is this him? Ecamm user right here. So apparently he uses. Gotta be. All right. I actually recorded everything on Restream. I use Restream. I send everything to Restream, but I don't use Restream as my primary. And oh yeah, we're playing.
I don't even know what Restream is.
Restream.
See how new I am?
Yeah, so like there's certain platforms that will only allow you to stream to one place. So Restream, you can connect all your whatever, like OBS. If you like to use OBS is designed to only go one place. You can cut corners and tinker to get it to go to multiple places, but it's not reliable. So if you like OBS, you can get Restream and you can connect OBS to send it to Restream, and then Restream can send it everywhere. Wherever you want it to go, it'll send it.
Wherever OBS won't, it will. So,
and you can use chat that way. And I like thinking about it. Yes, I can actually use chat for that. So I might do that. I might have to go to Restream and connect all this stuff. But I don't know. When EV Mux is working and I'm not messing it up, it's great. It's just great.
It's better, I think, than StreamYard. Yeah. The resolution's better. You've got a lot more features than I do.
Chad's here. Chad, you got any fishing tournaments this weekend, Chad? I bet I know what the answer is. Yes. I actually record everything on EV Mux, says Kevin. Chris is saying I can show you how to do all that real easy peasy.
OBS stuff.
Sounds like a plan.
We need to have like a class.
Yes, master class. Yeah, we have to bring Chris on to our stream one night and walk us through it. Chris, that sound like a good idea? Bring you on here one night and you walk us through using OBS.
I would love to see that.
To send my OBS into EV Mux, I would be in heaven. I'm behind if I were just now getting to this. It was like an hour ago. Chris says he found it on X. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Love that purple. I know. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Man. Let's see here. It took 2 weeks to get the white one from Reporter Store. We already read that one. Okay. I'm catching up, guys. What mic are you currently using? Clay, which one are you using?
Same one I'm always using. Fine. K669D.
Yeah. And I am using currently the Earthworks Ethos, my favorite microphone of all time.
Mine too.
I've had it for 6 months now, 7
I
months
am.
now, and I've yet to do a review on it because I love it too much to be critical of it. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't care.
Are you doing any processing on it?
Yes. So I'm on the Rodecaster Duo, and I have it on the generic condenser profile on broadcast. But this is what it sounds like when processing is turned off. This is the Earthworks Ethos with no processing. So for me, for my voice, it's very flat. It's very neutral. You get used to this quick, and it doesn't bother you over the long form. But when you add that little bit of flavor in there, it just kind of opens
I
it up
love
a
it.
little bit. It extends out. It's like, oh, now not only are we not on the roof, we're like on the rooftop, and now we can breathe all that fresh air.
I'm using, I think, just the radio setting on the Vocaster 2.
And I was going to use the Rodecaster too, but I wanted to be able to play this.
The On the Level podcast with Clay and your host, Mike Newman.
That's so cool.
I was like, I can put that on the sound pads of my Rodecaster Duo. He
could
so much stuff
he
on
could
there.
say anything though, and it would sound so good. Like I'm picking up a piece of trash.
Yeah.
And
Chad, if you're listening, he sent me a clip where it's all three of us. So when we do our next podcast, he gave us a clip where welcome to Level Up Podcast with Chad, Clay, and Mike Newman. He's like, oh my gosh. He hooked me up. He spoiled me.
Sounds good.
I know. I'm gonna have to go cut his grass or something. I know he lives in like the Midwest somewhere, I think. Or no, I don't know where he lives, but I'll go cut his grass.
See what the tickets are running on the flights.
Sound and video are good on Twitter, but it's 11 seconds behind YouTube. Yeah. So to me that makes sense. Like if they're new or it's not their niche, they don't have the infrastructure yet to get it quick. It's like an NDI type delay. But if you're just watching on X, you don't know it's a delay because it's the only source.
You don't. Yeah.
Let's see here. They sounded pretty good there. Man, those haters. No respect in the Rodney Dangerfield's voice. Yeah, a man can't get no respect. What's the guy got to do to get respect around here? Hey, all you lurkers, hit the like button for Mike. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Appreciate it. Here we go. Kevin, Mike, was it you who said pay Madden?
Play.
Oh, play Madden. Yes, I do. If so, are you excited about the new? Yes, I am. I just talked about this with someone today. They're saying, oh, the NCAA football game's coming out. I've been waiting for this for 2014 was the last year they made it. Then all the sponsorship and naming rights and stuff, they squashed it. And I've been waiting since 2014 for this game to come out. And I'm so excited. So excited. So I'm tired of Madden. But it's the only thing I can play where it's like I can if I just have like 15 minutes of downtime, I can turn it on, play it, and then pause it and walk away. Everything else you got, it's like long all night stuff. I never have time for that.
Right.
Anyways, yes to yes. OBS allows you to use every however many cameras in EV Mux, you only see one virtual camera in, same as Streamer. Exactly. Like OBS, I've got my Stream Deck, and at times I have 3 of my webcams hooked up and I have both my Sony cameras hooked up. It's like 5 cameras I can go to at any given time in different points in the studio. So I would love to be able to integrate that.
Yeah.
Red Cabin Acoustics, your voice is fine, but since you don't like it, send me a raw file and I will try to make you a chain. On it.
There you go.
On it. Let's see here. Chris, the focus is hunting a little and it zoomed in like it did the last video. Yeah. And I will say this, if you like these cameras, like the Insta360 Link is one that does this. That's Bark's favorite webcam. He uses that in all his videos for his channel. It's great, but it loses you as far as tracking. The Osbot Tiny 2 is better at holding on to you and not letting go. This is even better. Like, it blew me away. I I was out off screen and it just started naturally dropping, and then it picked me up and then brought me back in the screen. I've never had a webcam where I've left the screen and it just kind of would just naturally drop to see if it could catch you again, and then it grabbed onto me. So this thing can reacquire you, even if it's just like a sliver of a shoulder. It'll pick you up and grab back on.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, so the tracking is absolutely amazing. Turn off the autofocus and it will be better. I think it has hand gestures enabled. Yeah, it did. I got to tinker with it, but I absolutely don't like the autofocus on those things. I liked it. If I'm in my chair, this is where I'm going to be. Dial it in. Ghost in the webcam. Its colors look very natural. Well, let's go back to the camera while we're talking about it, because we got a few comments here. All right, so it looks very natural. I'd like to see it compared to the Elgato Mark II. I'm getting it. I got to get through this stack. I know if I get it now, I'm going to stress myself out seeing another box on the pile. So I got to bang out these 3 reviews, and then I'm going to get the Mark II and do a review of the Tiny 2, Bob's Bot Tiny 2, the Tail Air, and the Mark II. Excuse me. Looks like it has good dynamic range out of the box. It's sharp, clean, looks just as good as the Sony. Yeah, it's pretty
Now,
awesome.
the color looks the same now as the Sony. Earlier, it didn't. It was a lot brighter.
So I turned the autofocus off. So there's and its auto exposure is on. When I turn the auto exposure off.
Yeah, see, that looks brighter, way brighter.
Yeah.
That looks, to me, looks a little easier on the eyes.
Yeah. So autofocus, this is autofocus. And here I just got to turn my lights down a little bit. It's got good low light performance, I'll tell you that. And the sharpness is amazing. On the ObsBot Tiny 2, I've got my sharpness cranked up to 70 to get this kind of sharpness. Like, look at the logo of the lion in the background here. Let me try and get it to where it's bigger so they can see it. But like the detail in the palette wood.
Yeah.
Well, let me get the autofocus back on here for a second. The detail in this right here. Now you can see like the screws in the palette wall, the painting here, the lion. Like there's just detail in everything. So it is really good. Really good at that. Better than the ObsBot Tiny 2 with that. Let's see here. $99. Mine is $25 after the 40% discount, and it looks as good as that. Just no tracking.
$25
after 40% discount.
So
see here, Jimmy H 111. Yes to I'm so far behind. That was 9 minutes ago. Yes to yeah, Jimmy, let me know what you're saying yes to, because we're behind. Here we go. Yes, I can do that, Chris.
The class.
Yes. Let's do it. I'm excited about that. That is going to be a great show.
OBS.
All right. Let's see here. You need to put a K669D next to the Ethos. I won't do it. I almost didn't go with the Ethos tonight. I can't. I won't. I can't.
Hey, listen, do it and don't show anybody and tell us what you thought.
Well, you know what? I'm going to do it because I'm comfortable enough in my Ethos that even if you guys like it more, I won't care.
You know what? I'm not going to either because that thing sounds amazing.
Let me plug it in.
I just love that mic. It just doesn't love my wallet.
Let me make sure I've got this channel dialed in. Processing is off. All right, here we go.
Testing. Whoa. I forgot that I have my sound effects on my Rodecaster Duo.
So yeah, I think the Ethos sounds better. Hold on.
Good Lord.
I got to turn these off. How do you turn it off? All right.
Brought
Okay.
tears to my eyes.
Oh, I gotta get back to my. Where's the settings at?
Oh man.
All right. Let's try it again. I'm scared. I see. This is why I use the Vocaster
I'm
Duo because it's
scared.
easy to use. The Rodecaster is hard to use, and you could do some funky stuff even by accident. All right, let me try to switch back.
No, no, no.
Oh
Hello,
man.
hello. Are we good? Is it
Hey, there
gone?
you go.
It's gone. All right. All right. This is the Fifine K699D with no pop filter, no processing whatsoever. And this is the Earthworks Ethos with processing. So let's turn that off. Let's be fair.
Oh.
So this is the Earthworks Ethos, which I was talking to a guy who does professional voiceovers, and he said, take the capsule off, move it up above your head, point it down between your eyeballs,
Yeah, I
and
was gonna
it
say you
is
gotta
an
get it.
amazing sound. He said,
Oh.
when you do it this way, he said you get this like different tone with it.
You
And
maybe
I'm like,
gotta
yeah,
be higher.
yep. And just
looks-
because once you take once you take the pop filter off, it is super sensitive to plosives. It's like way sensitive to plosives. So you got to make sure it's pointing down, but it's like hitting here. But he said that the Ethos is now his favorite microphone, and he loves it. He didn't like it till he took the pop filter off, put it here, and he said now. I mean, he's got Neumann's, he's got all this other stuff, but he just said for his voice, he just absolutely loves it. So this is the Ethos, and this is the Fifine K669D. So it's thinner. So let me put the SM7B pop filter on it real quick. Let's see here. Let us be the judge of the two. No!
He's like, it's. I still like the Ethos, but the 669D does sound really good.
And then
So-
you put the Fifine or the SM7B pop filter on it, and then you get this sound. And then back on the Ethos. This is the Earthworks Ethos. No processing, no pop filter. This is with the pop filter. That just blows my mind that it sounds so much better without it, I think. And this is without it.
This sound a lot different.
It's got a presence to it. Anyway, so that's the Ethos, and back to the, there we go.
Yeah.
Fifine K669D. So,
Sounds good.
all right,
I
let the
still-
voting begin.
Yeah. I still like the Ethos. I'm always going to like the Ethos. I will have one someday.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there we go, back on the Ethos. And you noticed it too. Epos Vox used his in his video where he was one of our topics
Yeah.
that we're getting ready to go into. He was using it in his last video, and he had
Yeah,
a
cool.
skin on it,
Yep.
which made me think of Chad, where he wanted that camouflage, and we're like, dude, he put a skin on it. But my instant reaction was, why did he do that? You don't put bumper stickers on Ferraris. Ferrari. Why are you putting
Yeah.
a sticker on it? But anyways, it's his mic. He can do whatever he wants. I was just laughing.
I'm just wondering if D brands would have stuff like that for those.
They gotta be, yeah. They've got to. You can upload cabin sound drops into EVMux Music. Yeah, can do. Oh yeah, see, then I can go back to my Rodecaster or Vocaster. Thanks, Kevin. It's the simple stuff that I never think of. Chad, nice. Chris, the comparison. Do it.
Another 669D advocate.
Yeah. All right. Did one of the SM7B pop filters fit or no? It does fit on it. I actually have it too. It does fit on it, but it doesn't cover all of it. And I noticed this too because Dave last week, Dave Sotero, when he joined in our podcast or joined in the live stream, he went with a SM58 right out of the gate, and it did not cover. It stopped. So it like when it's on. Okay, when it's on, it stops like. Let's try here. It stops like right here.
Yeah,
So
about
you
in the middle,
still
I was going to
see.
say.
Let me try and do it where the light is pointing at it a little bit. There you go. So it only comes down to about here on it. So it won't cover the whole thing. So it does a fine job. It just looks funky. So, but it does fit. And it does sound good. I did like the sound of it. And it's purple too. Let me go grab that. Kevin says Ethos is better. Like you, Kevin. All right, let me go back.
Listen. The ethos is the ethos.
It's the ethos.
I don't think you can kill it.
It's magic.
But I do like the 669D, so I can't deny that either. They sound good.
Sorry, Fafine K6X9D. You're my second favorite microphone of all my microphones, including the SM7B. You're to me, you're ahead of the SM7B. Why? Wow, that's deeper tone with the Ethos setup like that. Yeah, it's crazy. You take the pop filter off, set it above you, point it down, and it just gives you this really deep, magical sound.
Yeah, it was weird.
And the guy that I was talking about,
trickery.
in his video, he said that he was ready to send it back. He bought it, didn't like it, was ready to send it back, and he just tinkered with it one night, and it went from I don't want this to I can't stop using it. So, yeah, Fafine is thinner with that arrangement. Now with the pop filter, they are much closer. Yeah, that SM7B pop filter. I said it in my video review that I'm going to post tomorrow on the Toner TD310. Like whenever you put this pop filter on, the SM7B original, not a knockoff, the actual SM7B thick chunky monkey pop filter. Whenever you put this on a microphone, it is magic. Makes them all sound good. You just got to get over the look. All right. Love the Fafine. The word is better. Chad's Adventures. You want to read this one for me?
Okay, so he's directing it to live stream consultants. Probably don't question, but what is your YouTube channel? I cannot find it in the live stream consultants.
All right. You mind reading these for me for a minute while I'll put them up if you could read
By
it.
all means.
Pick something.
So from Chris at Live Stream Consultants, Chad, you can find it. He's just telling him at Live Stream Consultants. It won't show up in the search until I get my videos posted to it.
Gotcha.
Can I filter through these, or do you have to do it?
I need to get you access because apparently I can give two people. Can you do it? I don't know.
Chad says,
I know you can. I got to figure out how to get it to where you can do this in the future because that would be good.
Yeah.
Especially like if I got to get up and go look for pop filters, you could hit comments for me. So that is our mission this week. I got to get that done.
Do that.
Yeah. Jimmy 8 says, I like you video about the AM8. Thanks. Oh, thank you. Man, that is the microphone I want to love and use. I want to use it. I want to use it. Just pure audio performance alone. I love that microphone. But with the cons are so big for what I need it for. Like this. Like I'm a handsy person. I move. I tinker. So the tension knobs on that AM8 are so hard to keep tight that the more you move it, the looser it gets, and then it moves off. If you touch it at all, it's super sensitive. And I'm so handsy, I bump, all the time, and it's loud. So just performance alone, that's my favorite audio. Just audio alone, that's my favorite fine microphone. But all the other stuff keeps me from using it. So if
that mic sounded good right out of the box, nothing on it.
Yeah. I love it for beginners because you could pull it right out of the box and you don't have to have good EQ skills. You don't have to have any.
Right.
just pull it out of the box. You're going to sound great. It's just that body. They got to do something with that housing for me to use it
Yeah.
more. All right, here we go. Chris says, "What would happen if you set the K669D up the same way?"
Oh,
All right, I'm gonna set this up, and Clay, you read while I get this set
Okay.
up. All right,
I was
here
gonna
we
try-
go.
you do that. I can actually read the comments on my phone if you want.
All right, I'd like to get it up there so they could see their stuff.
Mick, is the Blue Yeti X worthy of a budget XLR mic? Sitting at 50 to 80 on eBay and probably other places as well. But yeah, I'm I'm just gonna finish reading it. But how do they stack up against the Fafines? Dude, the Fafines, $37. K669D is the best sounding budget mic you're gonna get. It's light years beyond a Blue Yeti. So don't buy a Blue Yeti.
Blue
They're
Blue Yetis are. I'm just gonna say it. I can't stand Blue Yetis.
no.
They're a budget version. They're a cheaper. They're not the Rode Pod mic, but the Rode Pod mic's biggest problem for me. The minute I see one, I'm just like, I'm gonna get worn out listening to this podcaster before it ever get like. I don't want to watch it. This is what we talk about. Nobody goes through YouTube and looks for someone with an SM7B in order to watch the podcast. If you have good audio, that's all that matters.
That's it.
But I will tell you this, for me personally, when I get to a podcast and they're using a Rode Pod mic, I tune out because I know that that's going to wear me down. It's going to annoy me. It's that high end and it's piercing after a while. And I know I'm not going to enjoy this after 10 minutes. So I won't get on the train. That is a microphone that if I see someone using it on their podcast, I won't listen unless they've got some serious processing on it. And I've heard that if you put a Rode Pod mic in the Rodecaster, they've got it EQ'd to counter that. Like they know that their microphone sounds like that, so they dialed it in a preset to fix that. But if I just run when I see that. The Blue Yeti to me is the same thing. If I see a Blue Yeti, I'm not listening. Because it just, I know it hits me wrong and it wears me down and it's not a fun experience for long form content. And what I mean by long form is like anything over 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So Blue Yeti was just a big name pre-COVID and everybody wanted to get one. But now there are like you were saying, there are so many microphones at a budget price that have just run away from that microphone.
Yeah.
It's
Mick. The one I'm using is the Fafine K669D. What Mike's using, that's not even close to budget. But he had a 669D earlier. Even the 688, the AM8, those are all places for that price point. That's where you need to be looking.
Yeah. I would go K688 over the AM8, even though I like the sound of the AM8 better, just because the body is more durable. It's built better.
You
And
can shock mount it.
yeah, you could shock mount it and the tension, like you don't have to worry about all of that stuff. But with the AM8, you're going to get that great sound, but it's going to require so much effort
You can't
on
do
your
anything
part
else.
to
Yeah, you can't do anything
avoid
else.
the other stuff that's wrong with it. And I don't have the patience or the time for stuff like that. So I'm just waiting for Fafine to say, you know what, this is our best sounding microphone. Why don't we put a body on this thing? And because Moano does it, the PD400X is they're a budget company, but they went and they made that one, and it's $149. It's $119 on sale. The PD400X, but
Yeah.
they put
It's a good
money.
mic.
Yeah, but they built it and they put a metal body on it. It's like if Fafine did the same thing, they put a metal body on the AM8 and sold it for $150. I would blow my car up if I had to get it. Like I love that sound. You put that in a different body, I'm all in.
Yeah, he says, just catching him up. Where I should go.
Next comment. All right.
Oh, I can pull him up.
Can you? Or was that me?
I Oh, it was you.
Okay.
You
It was this good
literally.
timing award.
All right, so Kevin's asked. He's saying I seen the video from Epos Vox. He was talking about shorts killing YouTube. What are our thoughts?
Yep, and that was our topic for tonight. Clay and I were talking about that one, and I shared the video with you this week because I watched it,
Mhm.
and I'm like, spot on,
Yeah,
spot
no,
on.
it was, and it wasn't so much. Well, I mean, it was. I wouldn't say it's so much about shorts killing it. It was just about YouTube changing, and including the shorts, and it's just draining what used to be YouTube.
Right, and
It's changing it.
that is the perfect way to say it. Shorts, if done right, can be an awesome thing. Like a 1 minute clip, like a trailer of a video. Like, all right, I'm going to do a 30-minute video on this webcam. Here's a 1 minute short on just the highlights of the video. Where you do a 1 minute devotional, so to speak, of, go out, seize the day, go, stuff like
Yeah,
that. But when they just keep pumping out these 1 minute shorts of like the one that's just driving me nuts, or this one song where these three people stand in the clip and they try to dance for 1 minute to this one lady singing. One person moves, freezes, the next woman moves, she freezes, and then someone in the back dances for a little bit and they freeze. And that's all I see. Like every video, every third video is another version of that dance. And I'm just like, where's the creativity in all this? Now it's just rinse, wash, or wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse,
yeah,
repeat.
yep.
Where's the creativity in that?
It's
But
not.
people are doing it because they're getting the views, but
But they're getting the
or they're
views
getting
on
the
the shorts.
subscribers. Yeah.
Because that's what I was going to say. I haven't noticed, and I'm still doing shorts. I want to put myself out there,
Yeah.
but I'm not seeing a big influx of subscribers or
No.
views or watch time. I'm getting them on the shorts. Some of my shorts have 200-300 views, but that's not doing anything to my content. I don't know.
Yeah. And to go with that, I keep headbutting this microphone, so I need to try this out here in a minute so I can get it on my face. But another thing is too, and this has come up so many times, and I've seen this in chats of other live streams and podcasts where they're asking, people chime in and ask questions about, what can I do to grow my channel? And I keep seeing this particular sentence. The numbers change, but it's the same problem. Man, I've got 2,500 subscribers, but I'm stuck at 600 watch hours. I can't get to, every year I can't get to that 4,000 watch hour mark. It's because
Yeah.
if all you're doing are YouTube shorts, you're not
Yeah.
going to get the you
No,
might
you
get
get
the
30
subs quick.
seconds, 60 seconds at a time, and that's it.
Yeah. Whereas me, like I'm small potatoes here. I'm not Bronson or all these other guys that are 20,000 plus, but I've already reached 4,000 watch hours. And I got to that before May happened. So I got to 1,000 subs in 10 months, but I got to my watch hours within 4 months. And I did not have a lot of subs. At the time I'd had 500 subs, 600 subs, but it was long form content that was engaging, that people wanted to watch, that they stuck around to see. That's what they were doing. But a short is that there's no creativity, there's no lasting power. So you might get someone, oh, that's funny, I'll subscribe, and then there's like nothing there that they want to watch after that. There's nothing that
Yeah.
keeps them there. So you got a sub based off of one video, but you're not getting the watch hours because they're
gonna
not
get the
coming
watch
back.
hours. Right.
They're not coming back. They're not going to your channel to watch your long form content. So when YouTube keeps pushing these shorts, and you see it when I go on YouTube, like I'm going on here right now. And when I go on YouTube, it is, and this is what Epos Vox was saying, it's like 90% shorts
Yeah.
on that home screen. Like I have one video on the very top looking at it, and then the very next one is a row of nothing but shorts. But it's not
Shorts.
just one row, it's a bunch of row
It's a
of shorts.
cluster.
Yeah, and then it's like a trivia question here, and then I get another Bandrew long form, and then it's shorts again. It's there, right back to shorts all over again. And it's just no matter what I do, it's shorts here, it's shorts there, it's shorts there, and it's like, okay, no one, and this is what Epos Vox was saying. there's no discoverability for long form creators anymore, because if Epos Vox posts a 25-minute video, how far do they have to scroll down before they get past the shorts to see his video?
To see it.
Yeah.
If it's
And
not
when
being thrown into their suggested feed.
right, it's all shorts. It's all shorts. So people who want to stay in the lane of long form content and then post a short every now and then when it suits it or when it has purpose,
Yeah.
they're not getting the views anymore, and they're not getting the watch hours because YouTube is not they're not posting it. They're not pushing it out there. So like when I look at Epos Vox's channel, because I was doing that today, I was curious to like, how has his channel been performing since he said like 6-7 months ago they made this monumental shift. When you go on his channel, I should, you know what, we're going to bring it up here. We'll do it on the screen. So let's just do it here. When we look at, let's go to Epos Vox. Look at this. All right, so when we go to his channel and you look at his videos, instead of latest, let's go to oldest. Or we'll go to latest because he's been around since middle school, so the oldest may take us a while to get back up to the current. But like 1 year ago, look at these numbers: 80,000, 79,000, 55,000, 17 low number, back to 84, 7,000 for a low number, 4, 14, 6, 30,000. Then as you get, 11 months ago, 32, 54, 14, 29. But now when you look at his most recent stuff, 2 months, 7,000, 11,000, 17, 3, 7, 8, 23, back down to 4, 2,000, 7,000, peaks at 24, back down to 5. So his high numbers are now 24,000 instead of 89,000. His low numbers are no longer 10,000, they're 2,000. So his views have taken a huge dip, and they're not bad videos. They're his best videos. It's his best work.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, like his review of the Elgato Mark II, 23,000 views from an Epos Vox video on the Elgato Facecam Mark II gets 20,000 views. Are you kidding me? He's amazing. His stuff is amazing. What's the difference? What's happened? YouTube is not pushing his stuff anymore. They're pushing
it's not being
shorts.
watched.
And he doesn't have any shorts to offer, so they're not interested in that. And why are they doing it? And this is what he was talking about in the video. He was talking about how YouTube is in this mad dash because we all know right now that TikTok is going to go away eventually. Some of these other shorts platforms are going to go away eventually, just like Vine died and all these other places. They just don't last. They don't make money. Long form content does. But they're in this mad dash to compete with TikTok. So when they go, people know that, all right, there's a pre-existing platform. YouTube. Yeah. So they're not even doing this because they see shorts as the long-term goal, the end. They're using this as a way to get more people now, so when TikTok collapses, they can get all these people. Well, that doesn't do us any good.
No.
Our channels are starving. So it's like, okay, Epos Vox was saying, I've been around since middle school, 20 plus years. He said, and the platform has left me behind. They've just tossed me.
YouTube has.
Yeah, YouTube has tossed me. He said, and they're pushing me out. That was his phrase at the end of the video, was YouTube is pushing me out because I won't make YouTube shorts. He said it takes me too much time and I make nothing on those videos. YouTube is the only one that has anything to gain. The creator has nothing to gain on shorts.
Right.
I think I make 1 penny a month off of my shorts. Why would I spend that much time making shorts and get that little? So I don't know if you have anything you wanted to add on top of that.
I was just, after hearing all that, I was like, what was YouTube originally made for? And I Google searched it. I didn't know this. Did you know?
Wasn't it just a place for people to post videos and to upload videos to like what you were doing? You were
Yeah.
using YouTube as a place to show your video
So
files.
that's what I was doing. Yeah, like
Yeah.
because I just always made videos, little funny things, and you can't send them to people, especially back 10, 15 years ago. So I would put them on YouTube and then send them the link for the YouTube. According to Google, it was originally started as a online dating service.
And I feel
Yeah,
like that's what we're doing. It's like it's a dating service. You're just dating. There's no commitment. You
it
watch a
was
video, you move
influenced,
on. It's speed
yeah,
dating. This is
by
what
some
that's what YouTube
website
Shorts are. It's speed dating.
called Hot or Not was what influenced the idea of making up YouTube.
Yeah.
It even links back to Craigslist.
Wow. Let me get rid of this screen right here. So yeah, it's a shame because he makes good stuff and his views have taken a hit, and that's what he was saying. Like
Yeah,
my channel is dying because they're not putting like the discoverability of his long form content is gone. Like you don't know he's making stuff unless you're a subscriber,
right.
and it
Because they're
used to
not.
not be
Yeah,
that way.
it's not going into the suggested
Yeah.
watch.
For the money, the Fine K6X9D is a better buy for the performance. The point of diminishing returns. I love the ethos. It is magical. But you also have to admit that it's a poor financial decision.
For
YouTube.
450.
This one is 450 because it's black. The chrome one was
Right.
400, but I have this
Right.
thing with I like black, so I wanted the black one, and I think I'm the only one on YouTube that uses the black one.
I like the other. It's like a stainless steel looking
Yeah,
one, but
and they all
the
love it,
black
and
blends in better.
yeah, and that's what I wanted. I want my
Yeah.
mic to not pop out that much. Says the guy with the purple pop filters, but anyway.
The white
Yeah,
microphone with the purple pop
chrome,
filter.
the glare of the lights on the chrome was just too
Yeah.
much for me. So I wanted the matted black. So, but yeah. All right, let's do our test real quick while we're on the
Yeah.
K690 before we take off in another direction. So, all right, I'm going to speak into this, and it's in the exact same position as the ethos was. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right. All right, this is the Fine K6X9D pointing at what the gentleman I was watching calls the circle of sadness. Went between your eyes. Like, it's just where the bullet hole
Circle
goes
of
when you've had
sadness.
enough. The circle of sadness. But yeah, this is the Fine K699D in that position, and this is the ethos when it is in the exact same position. All right, let me do that. Take the pop filter off just like
Yeah.
that. And this is the Earthworks ethos in that same position. Oh, I'm messing. It's not in the same position anymore. Abort. All right, yeah, there you go. All right, so this is the ethos in the position for voiceovers. And this is the Fine K669D. So yeah, it's living a little bit more in that high end. But again, you put that pop filter on, and that brings that low end back in. So this is the Fine K669D with the SM7B pop filter on it.
Does that
And
big
this is
filter
the ethos without the pop filter.
does that big filter fit on the ethos?
No.
Fall
No,
right off.
the ethos is maybe an inch wide,
Gotcha.
where the K669D is like an inch and a half. So if I were to put that on there, it would be,
It would just fall. Yeah.
there's nothing to grab onto.
I was just curious about that much material. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this is the Earthworks ethos. Like right now, I've just kind of got it hanging on it. This is the Earthworks ethos with the SM7B pop filter on it. And this is, yeah, that was the ethos. And this is the SM7 or the SM7B. This is the Fine K669D with the SM7B pop filter on it.
That sounds good like that.
Yeah. I just don't like the look, but I love the sound. But I'm willing to deal with the big clunky, I just hit my thumb with the hammer look because of this sound. I just love this sound.
It
It's
sounds
great
good.
sound. And when you get up close like this,
Yeah.
this is the
I'm
K669D.
only about 3 fingers away.
Yeah, so I'm about 2 inches away, and this is what it sounds like, the K669D. And this is the Earthworks Ethos. So this is the Ethos. This is the K669D. So it's really close, and it's not. It's not. Hey, I need to spend
Yeah, right.
$320 more to get better
It's still
sounds.
good though. I'm never gonna not like that mic.
Yeah. So there you go. I just love the Ethos, but I would be the first one to tell you, hey man, I want to start a YouTube channel. Should I get the Ethos or should I get the K669D? Get the K669D, throw that pop filter on there and take that $300 and get yourself a good webcam and get yourself a subscription to Artlist.
Yep. Decent
me,
little interface.
Yeah. Yeah. Get yourself a Vocaster. All right. If it's just you, get yourself the Vocaster. Get the Vocaster one for $69. Get yourself the K669D and the right pop filter, and then get yourself an Artlist subscription with the other $200 because now you're making videos, but that energy is what captures them. I saw this, and this was something else I want to talk about tonight. They were talking about tips and tricks to make sure that people click on your video, because what people are starting to do now is as you're scrolling through the let me bring this back up. So when you're scrolling through and your mouse is over a video, see how it goes to video real quick?
Oh, the first 5-second
The
thing or
first
whatever.
5 seconds with no audio is
Yes.
now the new thumbnail. Like they see the thumbnail, but they still won't click on it with the thumbnail until after they scroll over it and just see that first 5 seconds. So that has become the new most important thing. So they're going to see your thumbnail before they ever see $400 Ethos. So just the K669D will do you just fine. Make sure you get what you need to get a good thumbnail. Make sure you get a good webcam so when they click over this, they're not hearing audio. So again, where we always say audio is more important than video. Yes, absolutely. But they're still not going to your channel because you're audio yet. They can't hear. That first 5 seconds is video only. So that's where having good enough video is important and not terrible video.
Yeah.
You don't want them to be turned off. So get yourself a good webcam, your cell phone. Chad uses a $99 Anchorworks C300 something. Chad, if you could post that up there so we could put it up at the exact model number, that is an amazing webcam. You use that, and then again, once they click on your video, they're going to hear your opening with music to it. So that sets the tone and the energy. So to me, that's where the money needs to go, at least for me.
Yeah.
Like if I was starting from scratch today, I would make sure I had like a K669D, the Vocaster hub. Then I would spend my time making sure that I get a 5-second clip that looks energetic. And when they click it, I want to have good music that hooks them. Like, hey, man, this is happening place, man. This is like, catchy tune, excitement, energy.
Put emotion in it,
Yeah. And then you
drama.
hook them. Yeah. So to me, those are the three most important steps. At no point are they going to say, all right, good thumbnail. All right, good 5 seconds. Click. Oh, nope, you don't have an Earthworks. Moving on.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen.
It doesn't happen. So it's not a smart investment for YouTube. This is a luxury
It's
purchase.
down the road. Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I wouldn't have this if it was me buying it. I have this because Earthworks gave this to me, and they're such a good company. They didn't want a video review. They sent it to me to just say thank you for a video project I did for them, which they didn't even want their own company name in that video. So I just love that company. But their thanks to me was sending me, providing me a Earthworks. And they literally said in the video, you don't have to make a video on this. This is just our way to say thank you. Have fun. Enjoy.
It's great.
So again, I wouldn't even own this right now if I had to pay for that because I want the Electro Voice RE20 just for nostalgic purposes. It's my first microphone. But I can't spend $400 because no one wants to watch that video if I got one. There's 1,000 of them out there. No one cares. I'm spending my money on what you guys need, the Elgato Facecam Mark IIs and stuff like that. So I choose to make stuff to spend my money on stuff that you guys want to watch.
Yeah.
All right, let's get caught up here real quick. Mick says you got it right. You got it right, like the Disney Channel mouse. That ship has sailed. I don't remember what we were saying.
No, yeah. That's the only bad thing about it. Don't take any offense to this.
Yes, please don't.
Sometimes we see your comments and we're not really sure. And if we like give that deer in the headlights stare, that's
Yes.
why. It's
So,
nothing personal.
if you could refresh us real quick, what you meant by the Disney Channel, because
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes down the road,
I wear a T-shirt that someone got me, and it says, "My wife tells me I never remember anything. She told me that, and then something else." And that's what the T-shirt says. It's like
Prime
never
example,
remember.
yeah.
My kids wear name tags in my house, and one of them's 25, the other one's 20.
Name tags.
I want the AM8 sound in the K688. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Whatever
See, that would
they got
be-
under the hood of
Why,
that AM8.
why couldn't they? What did they do with the AM8? Because it sounds great, but it looks like I don't know.
And I wonder, I don't know if it's accurate or not. I remember hearing somewhere that the Tank 3 had like AM8 inspiration on it, but the tone was changed because the body, the housing, the resonance
Oh.
inside, it makes it deeper and darker. Like the SM7B has that dark, rich sound, but it's because, it's made out of metal. It's meant to handle sounds better, so it makes everything darker.
So are you thinking, were they saying that the capsule in the tank was the same one as the AM8?
That's what I'm thinking, but I don't quote me on it. I'm 50% sure, and don't underestimate the power of that 50% to be wrong. But for some reason, I think the Tank 3 was like the AM8 in it. But I would love to. I'll have to reach out to my contact and see if it's the same capsule in there.
Oh yeah, you've got an in.
AM8 looks like a toy, kinda.
Yeah.
It does.
It does.
And it's only the material. The material makes it look cheap. And what I'm saying is, well, if they did that, then the fine AM8 wouldn't be $50 anymore. I don't care. Whatever
No,
it
yeah,
would cost, I would
doesn't
pay
matter.
it. I would pay it. I want a fine AM8 in a metal body. If
That
it's
dense
$150, I would
Yeah.
pay it. I would pay it. Chris says, I have an AM8 and a K688 and the K669D. My voice sounds best on the K669D. Second is the K688. And third is the AM8. It's all about what works
As
for
does
yours.
mine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, what I mean by the AM8 has the best sound, I mean the AM8 has the best EQ, general, like starting EQ out of all of those.
Yeah, it does. No, I agree.
But I love the way, just like Chris said, I love the way the K669D sounds on my voice better. I love the way the new K688 sounds on my voice better. Did I even plug that thing in and talk into it yet? It was on a boom arm.
I don't know. You didn't.
No. So let's do that right now. I love the way the new K688 sounds
You
on
do that,
my
and I'll
voice.
read the next.
All right, yeah, you do that. Let's see
So
here.
it's Kevin from Back to the Retro. He said he's getting pretty good views on his shorts too. This is back on the shorts discussion, but it's not translating into the long form exactly. That's So what I'm seeing.
And
I
long
see, like,
form is where the
these
money is.
Good views on my shorts, and they perform well. I'm like, it's always telling me, yeah, your shorts are performing very well. And okay, what's that doing for me?
Right. So you're using shorts the right way. When we do like content creators, gear review guys, they use shorts the right way because you're using it to funnel traffic to your channel
Yeah.
for the longer videos. But there are people out there that are making just cookie cutter, paste and repeat, dancing in a garage.
So they're
or
making
singing in a
shorts
parking garage.
that are scripted basically.
Yeah. And no one's going to their channel to subscribe and watch the long form content. They're just interested in the shorts. And
If anybody's
it's
interested,
too hard for people to find the good stuff.
the shorts that I'm creating, I use Opus clips. Okay,
I meant to
Opus
ask you that because you got some good stuff with your shorts.
Opus clips uses AI to look for engaging moments, and then once it produces them, and it'll give you like 10 you can go in and critique them a little bit. You can edit them, and so because sometimes they'll start off where I don't want them to start off, or they'll end where I don't want them to end. So I'll go back and I'll adjust that, and you can you highlight the words that you want to get rid of, and then it'll ask you if you want to delete it, the words and the video, and that's the one you choose.
Gotcha.
And it's $10 a month. I mean, nothing in this game is free.
No.
Yeah, it's $10 a month is what I pay, and it's good enough. It removes the watermark, so it looks mine. It does automatic captions.
That I was going to ask, because you have the captions on there, and that's one of the things I don't do shorts for. Is everybody needs the captions, and I've been out of the game for shorts so long. I think it's been a year since I made a short, or at least 10 months, and I don't know how to do that stuff. So I was going to ask you about how you did that.
Opus Clips, so easy, so easy. Upload your video, it'll chop them up. You can go through and check them real quick, and then the way I break it down is I have all my stuff for YouTube. I have a folder on a 1 terabyte external SSD that's labeled YouTube. Then when I get into that, there's a folder that says the Clay Allen Chronicles, and then in that I've got folders. You know what I mean? So and I put all my shorts. If I'm making shorts for Who Am I, or I'm making shorts for like the one that I just did, Keep Going, I've got a separate folder for that says Keep Going Shorts. That way I know I can pull them out of there, post them, and I know not to use them again.
Yeah. So I'm gonna talk to you about that on the phone this week, so you can help me get dialed in, because I need to start making more shorts just on like highlights. Hey, this is a video I got coming up. You want to know more.
Easiest way to do it.
Yeah. All right, so let's do our K688. This is the Earthworks Ethos. And this is the K688 with the SM7B pop filter on it. I don't know where the original pop filter went, but this is the K688 with the new one. And I absolutely love this. I love it, especially in that 2 to 4 inch range where you should have it, close, at least a fist or closer. This is a fist away, and then 2 inches away. This is where I would have it. Now it's sensitive to handling noise.
That one today.
Huh?
It's making me mad that I didn't buy. I purchased one today. Not that. I purchased a different mic, one that me and you have talked about.
Yes.
And I will be doing a video about it, but I wanted to keep it, so that's why I bought it.
Yeah.
I wish I would have got that one, man. That sounds good.
But I love this microphone, and I love it better now because it's got a fuller sound. It's not as, it's fuller without the muddiness. Like the K688 to me came muddy, but I could EQ it easy to get where I wanted it, and that's what I loved about it. Like out of the box, it was okay, but I could EQ it to be great for me. This one out of the box is closer to how I had it EQ'd, and now I can go from there on top of that. So I do love it. But it's sensitive to handling noise, so it's definitely something you want to put on a mic stand or a boom arm and just not touch it, like the Ethos is right here. But I can touch the Ethos all day long, and you'll be able to here. Let me do that. Like this is the Ethos, but here I am just touching it, like it's just gentle tapping. All right, it's me grabbing.
I can hear it, but it kind of sounds like somebody's knocking on your front door.
Yeah, it's a distant, quiet thump, and then you go to the K688. Testing 1, 2. Okay, and then if I were to do that on this one.
Oh wow! Yeah, it's like being in a barrel.
Yeah.
Let me out. Let me out.
Big difference. Big difference, but just don't do that. Like no one should be doing. No one should be talking and going. So
it's mounted.
Yeah, Clay, how was your week this week?
Oh, it was great. Man. Yeah.
Shouldn't be doing that. So yeah, there you go.
No.
I love it though. I love it, and I really like it with that. Where is it?
That sounds good. I'm gonna read the next thing while you're doing your testing.
Yeah, so we get caught up here.
It was live stream consultants. I think you are better off to look at shorts as a teaser to the long form video. That's how I look at it. That's exactly how I. Yep, very well said.
Short should be your movie trailer to the movie.
just a little taste so that they go,
Yeah.
ooh. And
Yep.
another thing that's nice about Opus Clips is it's going to look for engaging moments, and it's going to use those as your shorts, which is going to make people want to watch the whole thing.
Yeah. So,
Hopefully.
and Chris, going back to what you were saying about how like the K669D is definitely more like power, like a little too overbearing in the high end, but when you put that pop filter on, the fact
Tames it.
that no one's denying that it can't get to the ethos, but the fact that at $37 it gets that close, like it can
Yes.
reach up and tug on the ankle of the ethos. That's amazing to me. That speaks, the fact that it can hang with it. That is, oh man, I just love it.
For
Holy
$37.
yes. 37. Yes, you're getting that sound. Something that could tug on a $450 mic. You're paying $37 for that.
Yeah.
Smart person.
So back to Mick. He says he hates only shorts channels. I'm trying to fix my car. I see someone who has the exact issue, but then has no fix, no explanation, no nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's emptiness. The shorts don't explain anything. 90% of the time, they don't even answer the thumbnail. Like,
And that's not everybody's shorts. That's these ones
Right.
that we're talking about. Yeah.
right. And they're ruining it for everybody. Like, because everybody knows that YouTube is pushing the shorts. Like, it is so easy to be seen on the homepage and go viral with the short that they're doing this left and right.
Yeah.
And they're not putting good stuff out there.
I'm laughing at this.
It-
I know,
Conan,
Kevin.
that's
I
good,
know.
dude.
It does look good.
We're getting there. And then the ethos is deeper, but the fine sounds really close with the pop filter. That's what I'm
Yes.
saying. Like the fact that it does that speaks about how amazing the K669D is. You should not be able to put a 37. Take the K669D out of it. You should not be able to take a microphone that costs $37 and it be able to hold its own against a $400 microphone.
It can walk right beside the ethos.
Yeah, it's still
pretty
better,
close.
but the fact that it could hang out on the same track,
Right. On the same track.
it's not getting run over, it's not getting lapped for NASCAR terms or anything like that.
Yes, Kevin
Kev-
uses. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I've seen. I knew he used Opus Clips because I've seen when he was. I guess it's the free version. Maybe I don't know. He had their branding. Their logo was on it. Now he's saying he bought it too. Yeah, Kevin, it works excellent. I love Opus Clip.
All right, so that we've caught up on the comments, and I'm sitting here
did.
like, what did we have in our notes besides? Because to me, I wanted to talk about the EPOS Vox video big time.
We did a little. We can talk about it more. So we've got talking points. What is that?
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
like
Do you wanna
this is what I
start right
wanted
at the
to start
top?
with right at the top. Go ahead, start. So we wanted to talk about our work, like who. Let's get to this. All right, we are content creators. A lot of us in here are content creators. A lot of us live in this space. So we're going to talk about when do you get time to work on YouTube, and for you guys to chime in too. Like we're just curious where everybody's
Yeah.
at with YouTube.
Anybody still hanging with us?
Yes.
Let us know.
Yeah, we still got 9 people at 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night on a Friday. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So for me, like, when do I get time to work on YouTube? When I do YouTube, it's at night. Like in the daytime, I'm a pastor, so my ministry comes first. I do my ministry, then I come home, and this is where I'm terrible, and I got to get better at it. My wife was yelling at me today. She's like, I come home, and I was like, why did you text me that you're home? She goes, I've been home for 2 hours. I'm like, well, text me and let me know you're home. She's like, we're in the same house. Come downstairs. So I try to dip into family time sometimes to get a head start on my nighttime schedule for YouTube. But I try
Yeah.
to record my videos and record segments. I live in segments. My life is in segments.
Right.
So I
You
try
get that.
to when it's cooler out at night, I try to record a 15, 20-minute segment. So like for a microphone review, there's the unboxing, then there's the first impressions, then there's the mic comparisons. And if you watch my videos, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to have a different outfit for each segment. That's because it was a different day.
Different day. See, I try to bang it all out in one night because of that. Because I'm like, well, I can't hang on to the shirt. I don't want to wear it again until I wash it. So I try to nail
No,
everything in one night.
I
And then
gave that up because
Yeah.
I did the same thing. I'm like, all right, what shirt was I wearing for this video? Now I got to keep washing it to make it look like it was the same day. And I gave up. I'm like,
Yeah.
because to me, it also speaks to something now. Now it's like, I'm not telling you that I take my time to make sure that I'm not just super giddy or I'm hating on something, that I give it a chance to settle in
Yeah.
and get
No.
used to it.
You want it to be
And
genuine.
yeah, and just not that, but it's, when I get a microphone, if I'm really high on it, my wife said, carefully on how you answer that as far as my schedule. Yes, dear, I know. I apologize to her. I got to be
Yeah.
better at coming downstairs when she's home because I steal from family time to get a head start on my YouTube, and it's got to stop because family time is important. Family
It
is
is.
huge.
And
Personal
that's so
time is huge.
my point of view or my perspective on this is I do the same thing late at night. And I have a big problem with this because I'm passionate about this and I really want to do it, but I don't want to steal from my family time if I don't have to. So for me, I'm waiting till the wife goes to bed, which is 8:30, 9 o'clock. I wait till my daughter's content, you know what I mean? And I don't have to, because I feel like I'm stealing from them if I just come home every night and go straight to my studio.
Yeah.
My studio. But you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm robbing something from them. And I don't want that to become an issue. I don't want them to what's the word we were talking about the other day? Hate the fact
Yeah.
that I do
Resent.
YouTube.
I
Resent.
don't.
Yep.
Yes. And
I
that
don't
came
want them
from
to resent it.
Bronson. Kudos
Yeah.
to him in a conversation I was having with Bronson. And he brought it up in his podcast where I had him on. I think it was episode 3 or 4. I can't remember. But he said, I always try to strive to get a balance with my workflow, my job, and everything. So, I don't resent my job because I can't get to my YouTube. I don't resent my family because they're trying to take away from YouTube. And I don't resent YouTube because they're taking away from either my job or my family.
Right.
And if you go lean too much in one direction, he made a great point. You're going to start resenting one of those two, one, if not the other two.
Something's gonna give.
Yeah. And YouTube can bring you to that place. So it's important not to, and it's easy to do this. You get excited about something, about a product, you get excited, you get into a flow, something new's happening, you got new gear, your room is changed. So you're really like leaning into YouTube and you're pulling what been doing this past 2 weeks. You're stealing from family time to get done at night because doing it in the morning's not an option. Because I take my daughter to school in the morning. My wife gets her up and gets her dressed, and then I get her, I get her hair brushed and I get her teeth brushed to make sure she's wearing, she's not sneaking clothes on that, or she ain't washed. Like she has a sweatshirt that she absolutely loves, and she'll wait till my wife leaves, and then she'll throw that sweatshirt on, hoping that I'm so flustered and ready to get out the door that I don't notice
You
it.
won't notice.
And I caught her this
I
morning
know all
doing
those
it, but
tricks.
yeah. So, but it's a team effort for us to get Maddie to school in the morning. She gets her up and she gets her ready, and then I got to make sure that she's puts the right shoes on, that she's got the right clothes on, because she likes to add layers on top of the clothes that my wife laid out for her. And then she tries to get out the door without brushing her hair,
Yeah.
So again, the point being, there's no time for me in the morning to do this.
So
Then I go into the church and I do my church stuff. And then I get home about 3, 4 o'clock. And it's supposed to be at that point family time. And then at 9 o'clock, when my wife goes to bed, she likes to go to bed about 9 o'clock.
Same.
That's my time to get up in my studio and bang out a segment at least.
And now everybody knows why we're doing our videos looking like this.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause
My fine
tired,
video,
man.
I look glassy.
Tired, yeah.
Yeah.
So the first 1, 2, 3 things to check off on that one are already done. We've already covered all those in that one little.
Yeah. So that's my thing, and so I try to do it in segments. And the reason, and going back, because I did squirrel, I left it. The reason I like to go ahead to answer what you were saying about going ahead and letting the outfits change,
Yeah.
because when you say, all right, I was, where is it? Where is it? I don't know what I did with it. The Rode NT1 Signature Series microphone. I'm spoiling my own video, but when I got that thing out of the box, it could do no wrong. Someone
Yeah.
just dropped off a Lamborghini. It's a professional voiceover microphone. It sounds amazing. And in my first video that I tried to bang out and use, it was too much. Like I went back a week later and watched it. I'm like, I don't feel the same about that after a week. So is it an honest review if I bang it out on that first day and I ride that it's a new toy, it's shiny, it's cool
Yeah.
looking, I make my video and post it, and then a week later I don't feel the same about it. But all the video reviews that I'm still getting, they're going off that first day shiny new toy Christmas morning feeling. So
Right.
when I do my reviews now, I try to slow my roll because I know me, protect me from me, where, all right, the first day I do the unboxing and then my first impressions. And then I walk away and I do whatever. And then I come back the next day. And what I like to do is I like to record that. And then I upload that segment into YouTube, pulling a Clay thing from the past where I just put it on YouTube so I can watch the video. I can watch
Yeah.
it on my cell phone. I can listen to it on my computer monitors. I can listen to it in my car and just hear how it sounds in different media
Car is the best
platforms.
place, man.
Yeah.
If
And
it's
I
not
never
this,
thought of that.
it's the car.
Yeah. I just noticed you got your Rode NTH
I
100s on.
do.
I love it. I love it. I just now
And
noticed that.
I got all fancy.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
makes a difference. Like the different things that you listen to it on affect the
I don't
performance of
hear.
the microphone.
So, for everybody that didn't get that conversation because that wasn't on alive, I was using a cheap pair of Audio One audios. Got them on Amazon. And at the tail end of everything I would say, I would always hear this crackling, and I thought it was my mic or something was wrong. It was the headphones.
Yeah.
So
So again, it's like it's important to when you're testing a mic, to give people a fair and honest review. I love this microphone. Doesn't sound so good because Bart brought this up on Obscure Mics. He's like, 80% of everything I listen to, I'm in my car. 50% of what I listen to is on my phone because I'm always on the run. I'm always on the go. So I listen to a lot of microphone reviews, not because I'm trying to that's not what I'm going to go to figure out if I like that mic or not. I'm hanging out with Bark. I'm hanging out with Audio Hotline.
yeah,
They got a video review. So, you know what? I'm going off what they say on the mic. I'm not listening for myself. I'm just, okay, I'm going to hang out with Bronson for a little bit. Then I'm going to go home and I'm going to put my headphones on. If he liked the mic or if he was extreme, if he really hated it or really loved it and it got my interest, I'll go home and listen to it on my headphones, which is the best way to listen to it for the Rode NTH 100
Yeah.
because they're so flat. They're so neutral. They don't lean in any direction. It's right down the middle, which I love. So if anything's too strong in either category, it's going to show in these headphones. So that's when I do that. But so again, if I were to just bang out a video in one day, there's so many microphones where my opinion has changed in just 2 weeks. The Mayano PD 200X was that way. The Rode NT1 Signature Series happens to be that microphone. So
yeah. But see, the stuff that I'm doing mostly, I can do in one night. A review.
oh yeah,
that's not,
yeah, absolutely.
That's not something that you can justifiably and honestly do in one night. You have to listen to it. You have to do it over and over again. So I get that.
Yeah, for you, it's like I can't imagine doing a philosophical, a spiritual,
Over and over.
a deep thought moment. All right, day one. You know what?
So-
It's Friday. You gotta. If you feel like you're at the end of your rope, pause. Come back Saturday. Hold on. Come back Sunday. If you can see your hand in front of you still got, All right,
Yeah.
come back Monday. Finish that thought. Finish that. No,
I could, yeah,
you gotta
never,
hammer
never.
that out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And there was I forget who I was watching, but it touched base on that exact thing that a lot of times you need to hurry up and do it. Whatever your idea is, do it as fast as you can because you'll lose it.
Yes.
And I can attest to that so wholeheartedly because that's what happens to me all the time. Is I'll have a good idea, I'll write it down, and if I wait too long, I lose all enthusiasm for it. Then it's not a good idea no
Absolutely.
more.
And that's the importance of this conversation is just because I say that I take 2 weeks to make a video, guys, that doesn't mean everybody needs to take 2 weeks. It depends on your content. It's the whole point of
Everybody's
this
different.
community right here.
Yeah.
Is okay. We all make different stuff. Chad makes fishing videos. You make videos about, evaluating your life and putting things in proper perspective and getting control of your life and not letting your life get control of you. And then I do gear reviews. And then I'm relaunching my podcast, Coffee at the Cross for my, that. That's a different
good.
workflow than what
Yeah.
I'm doing here. That's, again, same as you, bang that out. Like when you're on a thought and you've got a spiritual moment and you want to express something,
I
you
gotta
don't
do
wait.
it.
Yeah, you got to hit it all in one
Yeah.
moment and put it out there. So there's different workflows, but yeah. So wrapping that up in a pretty little bow. For me, my workflow, my YouTube videos are during the week after 9 o'clock, and then Saturday. Like Saturday, in the morning, I've refreshed, had my cup of coffee, got to sleep in. I'll try and do my final thoughts on a Saturday, if that makes any sense. And then I try to post my videos either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
I got a
Wait.
good one that we didn't
Go
write
ahead.
down. What do you base what do you base it on to as far as when you post? Do you post at a certain time or do you just do it whenever you're
I
done?
have a what I would like to do time, and then there's my schedule so crazy, just get it out. I'm so far behind now, I can't worry about that burst. I'm just gonna have to trust that 6 months from now, it's gonna find its way over time. They all will. After a week, it doesn't matter what time you posted it. At that point, it's just the
Yeah.
search bar. If it's something
'Cause I know
people
it's
want
good
and they're interested.
I'm sorry. I
No,
know
good.
it's good to schedule. And
Yes.
I'm lousy at it.
It's good to schedule. Like Tom Buck was very, and he talked about this. He was very, very meticulous where he posted every Tuesday or Thursday, but he posted every single week, one video, same day. And even if he finished it early, he held on to it and just if he finished on a Tuesday, he wouldn't release it Tuesday. He'd hold on to it to that Wednesday. And he credits that to how he grew the way he grew, because once he finally got big enough to where he could, he's got his silver play button. There's no more goals left to achieve other than just it's icing on the cake. So he said at that point, he just said there are certain videos he's always wanted to make that he couldn't make in that 1 week time frame because he's posting weekly. Like there's no way I can get that video done in a week. So then he stepped back to do those kind of videos. But what he didn't like was once he stepped out of his habit, you find yourself not wanting to make a video a certain day, and all of a sudden a 2 week video becomes a 1 month video because you're giving yourself, you're out of your routine.
Yeah.
So it's easy to say no. So he's gone back to that 1 week schedule again. And he said his numbers dipped a little bit. I think he said his numbers dipped a little bit, but he said he thought he would be excited about it, but it had a negative effect on him. So it's good to know who you are and know your burnout levels, and sometimes having that schedule is good because it keeps you from getting overloaded like I'm doing. Like I used to be once every week, and then I went to every 2 weeks, and that was working. And then there's been a couple stretches where I couldn't do it once every 2 weeks. I was saying yes to certain products, like certain webcams that take me more than 2 weeks to learn it and then do the video. So when stuff starts to pile up, like I posted a video last night at nothing in the YouTube analytics, vidIQ, whatever say, all right, if your prime hours for me are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. is my peak hours to post.
Okay.
Last night I posted on a Thursday night at 12:30 in the morning. Like it was the opposite. But I just got to
12:30,
get out
like
there.
in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's sometimes you strike. That was a moment where this is new. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I don't want to make a big video of this. I want to bang it out. And I did bang it out, and I posted it the wrong, just to get, it wasn't part of my schedule. That was not a
Yeah.
planned video. That was a last night, 10 o'clock. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. As I'm like testing this out and trying to wrap up my Rode NT1 video review, now I'm making another one. So it's important to, it is important to have that weekly schedule, because just it's easy to get off track and then get behind.
Right.
So yeah, so that's my schedule. My workflow is after 9 o'clock, and then Saturday is my like final thoughts and
Yep.
editing
I
and
don't.
post. And then
I
I
don't need to
post
go
on
too deep into it
Tuesday.
because I'm
Yeah.
pretty much the same. It's the same.
And I don't
At
even know
night.
if my way is the right way. That's just how I'm doing it right now.
Yeah. Well, it's right for me.
Yeah.
And it's hard because at late at night, especially if I had a rough day, like I do, I work in recycling. I run 2 warehouses by myself. Usually, I can sometimes bring my stuff to work and edit at work. I also make videos for work that I can edit while I'm there. But if it's busy, crazy with like trucks, I load and unload trucks. I'll be exhausted, flat out all day, and then when I come home and I wait till that 9 o'clock mark when my wife goes to bed, I sit down at the computer and I don't last a half hour to an hour, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
and I just have to shut it down and go to bed. Like,
I gotta say this because this made me chuckle. I just noticed
yeah,
this.
go ahead.
Chad, I hope I have some Aussie Oak vinyl wrap, and I'm gonna wrap my K6. Gonna be
Yes,
sweet. Hope you don't ban me. No, the wrapping a $450 mic in camouflage, that's bannable offense.
that was what he was. Yeah,
Yeah, Epos Vox wrapped his ethos in. It was like, it's a chrome mic, the whole look, and he even said that he loved the chrome look. And then what does he do? He covers it with like this, like a kindergarten kid's sticker.
colorful. It looks
Yeah.
cool. I thought it was cool, but yeah, I know.
I'd rather do it to a K6690 all day long. Spruce it up, have some fun with it.
Yeah.
So no, you'd definitely not be banned. Chris says Saturday, if I'm lucky, Wednesday night after church, and Sunday after church. The rest of the week, evenings can be tough, but I am working at it little by little as far as me, not just making videos for me.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's to me, it's the nighttime, and now it's like I got to pace myself. All right, since I'm doing nights, if I were to bang out a video regularly like that, I would get tired. My videos wouldn't be good. Creativity, energy would be low. So it's like, all right, just get up there, bang out a segment, do the unboxing, and then do first thoughts. Come back the next night, do the comparison review. And each time I'm fresh, I'm ready. Got the caffeine flowing through my veins from the coffee I just drank. So yeah, it's just, I try
It's
to
not
maintain that.
every night either. There's nights during the week when I know I should probably sit down at the computer and continue. I'll just go, nope, I'm hanging with the wife tonight. I'm watching something on TV. We're gonna have dinner, and then
Yeah. For
know.
me, usually it's Monday nights, Tuesday nights, and sometimes Thursday nights that I'm editing at night. And what I've tried to do, and my wife's called me out on this a couple times, is I have portable hard drives on my desk, so I will upload all my raw footage onto a portable hard drive, then take my laptop downstairs instead of my editing computer, my Mac Mini upstairs. I will use the MacBook Pro and try to edit my videos next to her on the couch. It's like, that doesn't count. This does not count as family time. So
No,
I
it
tried
doesn't.
to cheat.
It doesn't. She's right.
If you want to read this one by Kevin.
I do. So Kevin, he says he tries to do his recordings early in the week, and he tries to knock it out in an evening. It's kind of similar to what I do. He says he doesn't go in as deep as you, Mike. I just like to try to get the basic info out while testing the mic sound.
Yeah. Do a review on your experience, because that's like you're saying I don't go deep, but I look at me and I'm like, I don't go as deep as Bronson or Bandrew, and
Yeah.
Bark will talk about he'll lift the hood up and talk about like this, if he's lifting up a hood to a car, he's like, yep, let's go ahead and take these spark plugs out and try these ones
Yeah,
over here. Like
no,
that's
I'm
what he
not
does with
doing that.
microphones. He did that with the toner. He took the capsule out and he was soldering stuff. And I'm like, I don't get that deep. I just I take it
No.
for a test drive. Give a 16-year-old kid a set of keys to a sports car and say, go take it for a few laps around the block. That's what
That's
I
what you're
do.
gonna do. Yep.
I'm gonna get it up on 2 wheels. I'm gonna spin some tires. I may knock out a telephone pole or a couple mailboxes along the way, but I'm gonna have some fun doing it. And then you decide if you like what you hear.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just worry about I just share my experience with the microphone. Is what I focus on. And
So you may
yeah,
do
go
this
ahead
one.
and finish that one.
All right. So he says, I think I have a decent template now that I follow for myself to try and get it all done, editing and all. Yeah, me and him talk a lot, and he's been telling me some of the stuff. Like he's got a format, he's got himself set up, and I'm not 100% there yet. I'm in the point where it's whenever I've got the time.
Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying not to, because of my health condition, I'm a workaholic at heart, and I'm not able to be a workaholic. So I have to guard myself because YouTube can suck you in,
Yeah.
and you could get lost for days trying to catch up and get into a video. And you got to get out. And I say this phrase all the time. I don't know. It's not my phrase. Someone else said it. But it's important to get out there and touch the grass.
Yeah. Well, like when you went to the DC the other day.
Yeah. And that wore me out more than anything.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm
But
still paying the price for that.
tired or not, that is good. That's time that you're not gonna get to replace.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what
and
I mean?
Yeah. Because if I had it my way, like I was trying to ask my daughter the day before, do you still want to go to DC? Sure you don't want to stay home? And I'm just sitting there thinking, if she wants to stay home, then I can go up in my studio and bang out a video. And she's wanting to go to Washington, D.C. to go, walk the monuments and go to the memorials. And
as much as I'm with you, I want to sit at the computer too.
Yeah.
It's better that you took her. It's better that because she's only going to be what she is once.
Yeah.
So
And my son was with me, and he's never been to D.C.
Mm-hmm.
He's been there once before, but it was during COVID. Everything was shut down. So he loves war stuff, loves war movies. He's a big war buff. So he was all into the Korean memorials and the World War II memorials and the Vietnam Wall.
right.
He was just loving it. So the family time, it's like, and then I just took it all in. I'm sitting there eating a sandwich, and I look up, and what's my view? The Washington Monument and the State Capitol building. I'm like, how many times in your lifetime are you going to be sitting on a step eating a sandwich, and that's the
Is that
view?
the picture you posted on your community post? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for Forrest Gump to yell Jenny, running through the water.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I'm like, and that's what I was thinking the whole time I'm there. I'm like, I'm sitting in the spot where they filmed.
I never knew it was so
running through the
shallow.
water. I know.
Yeah, you
it's
can
only
walk
like
through.
6-7 inches deep.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And
I'm sure you'd probably get pulled out by some security officers that you didn't even see.
yeah. But I'm just sitting there like, how many times in your lifetime are you going to sit down and eat a packed lunch, a sandwich, and you look up and that's your view?
Yeah.
So it was like, I'm glad I did it, but it was a short field trip, and me having POTS, like I can only do so much before I have to shut it down and lay down for hours. And there was no laying down. There was no shutting it down. We had 5 hours to walk the mall before we had to get back to the bus to go back home. So it's like, and it was raining out. It started raining a little bit later.
Pushing it right to the limit.
Oh, I was trucking it, and there was my 10-year-old daughter. There's Maddie behind me, like hands on her knees. Dad, come on, my side's hurting. I'm like, Madison, let's go. We don't have time for this. Let's go. My son is like, Dad, you got to stop. I'm like, I'm the one with POTS. Y'all need to come on. Let's go.
Yeah, but we got that old man strength.
Yeah, but when I got to the bus at 2:30, I could not get up the steps. I had to use my arms to push myself up because my legs were toast. And I had an umbrella with me, and I was using that as a cane. So it's like
I would have been toast.
Yeah. So
I'm just out of
Wednesday
shape.
and Thursday, I was in complete shutdown mode. And my wife was getting frustrated because when I get like that, I get the brain fog real bad because the blood vessels are constricted. They get bigger, so big that the blood doesn't flow anymore.
Yes.
So you get pressure in your head. Because the blood's not flowing, you're not getting oxygen to your brain. So I become lost in space. I'm not trying to get political, but I'm just saying I become Sleepy Joe. I'm not saying anything beyond that, but I can be
It's
lost
okay.
in space, staring at a wall, or shaking hands with air sometimes. So it's just a joke around here that I'm that guy. So she's been frustrated because she's trying to talk to me and I'm not. I'm not in the room,
That
but
used
I'm
to
in the
be the
room.
16-hour Clay was what way everybody referred to me as, because I used to
Yeah,
work. This
yeah,
is years ago,
yeah,
20 years ago. I would do 2 shifts in a row,
yeah,
and my boss always used to say he didn't like 16-hour Clay.
yeah,
He's like, I don't like 16-hour Clay. He
yeah,
forgets stuff, and he's
yeah.
like slurring
You
his
think you're
words.
doing a lot, but really you are. And this is where the phrase where I use all the time: know your no's. When you say no to free time because you want to get work done, just know that the no actually means your boss is getting the no. Like, I need good work from you, and I'm not getting it. You know,
Right.
I need you in the room, but I'm not getting it. So it's just, yeah. So it's important with YouTube to just to monitor yourself and have a schedule and stick to it. And if you're
Yeah.
behind, if I could say one thing, if you are behind, forget them people. It's your channel. I'm just gonna say
Right.
it. Like, there's a company that still to this day, I have my ethics statement. They agreed to it, but they will not hesitate to like email me every 3 days if I don't have a video out saying, "Hey, just checking in on you. Just checking in on you." I'm like, I'm not dead, and I'm not done. Thank you. That's I'm leaving it at that. But they're still, they want it out quick, and it's your channel. Guard yourself from it. They're not the ones that have to do your schedule. They're not the ones that have your family to deal with. So you work on your
No.
schedule, and if you fall behind, you fall behind. Bandrew did released a video the other day in which they sent him the Rode RT5 shotgun mics. He said Rode sent them to him 18 months ago. 18 months. They were on loan to him for 18 months.
Oh wow.
But that's like he's good for like, this is where I'm going, this is where my motive, and you know what, you send it to me, I'll review it, but on my time. And he means it.
Yeah.
So
That's yeah.
if you got to hold on to it for 18 months, hold on to it. If they they get ignorant and rude, send it back. You don't need to work for them. You don't need to collaborate with people like that anyway. So yeah, just stick to your schedule, and if you fall behind, you fall behind. They're just gonna have to get over it.
Yeah.
It's your life, it's your schedule, it's your channel. Chris says Chad's Adventure, that's going to look awesome with the mossy oak. Yes, it
Yeah.
will. Live stream consultants, thank you. You want to get this one for a minute?
Kevin from Back to the Retro. Ever think of doing an honest record first day, then doing a second video a couple weeks later as a follow-up? It could be good for content too.
I've done that. I'm doing that with the Rode NT1. I'm leaving my the first day's video. I'm leaving that in there. My first impressions, all that excitement, and then my next segment, I'm jumping in 2 weeks later. And I'm just saying, it's been 2 weeks.
After you've played
Yeah.
around with it, and
I've been playing around with it. I've used it now, and I've come down off it a little bit. So I'm going to leave that excitement in there because that was real. It was that good, but now I've come down. It's not the perfect microphone that it was.
right.
So yeah, absolutely. I record the first day, I keep it all, and then I just get to a point where I want to make sure that 1 week later gets thrown in there before I do my final thoughts.
And Kevin's
Yeah,
saying he tries to post a movie review every Monday. This is going back to the scheduling where I was saying to you, he does every Monday at 6 a.m. and he's starting to do techish type stuff every Thursday at 6 a.m.
Yeah, and it's good for no other reason that it helps you stay. It keeps you focused. It's good to have a goal and something on your calendar to go for, because if it's open-ended, it's easy to say not today, not today, not today. And before you know it, a video
You
that
didn't
you
do
would have
it.
got done in a week, it took you 3 weeks and there was no need for it. So it's good to have those deadlines. It's not going to make your channel grow faster, but it's going to help you regulate you and protect you from yourself.
Yes. I wonder, he's talking about how we were just talking about our workflow, and he said if it works for you,
Yes.
then roll with it.
Exactly. Know you. Know your family, know your room, and you roll with it. And if anybody has a problem with it, then you don't need them. You don't need that company. You don't need to collaborate with them.
Yeah.
You know, there's other companies out there. You know, I've lost people because of my ethics statement. And you know what I say? Then that means I didn't need to work with you because that ethics statement protects me. And if you don't like that, that means you were wanting to abuse me.
Right.
Use me and abuse me. And that's not something I'm glad that you said
I'm
no.
not
Saved
interested.
me from me.
Yep.
Omnitech. Good evening, gents. Thank you.
How you
Good
doing,
evening.
Omnitech?
Yep. Omnitech. Where are you from, Omnitech? Curious. My biggest problem is when I have to edit videos shot on multiple cameras. Yep.
I just did that.
I noticed that. I saw
Keep
that.
going.
Stretching them wings. I saw that.
I've done it before. I just never used them because it takes up more storage space. It takes up more time, but it's cool.
There's a way to balance it too when you do that. Like for me, when I use multiple angles, I only switch to a camera for a point. Like, okay, I've got this camera, and then all right, and on the second hand, the microphone, like if you shift to another sentence or another point, go to that camera and stick to that one. Finish that point, express that point, and then shift back for the next point. But don't do it too much because you wear yourself out with editing. You wear yourself out trying to go back and forth. So number one, it doesn't stress out the viewer. Like they're not getting whiplash going, you know, because they might get exhausted chasing you from
they're
one
feeling
camera to
that.
the next.
Yeah.
That they're not focusing on what they're saying because it's eye candy. vidIQ made a video about this, or not vidIQ. The lady who used to do Think Media was talking about it. You can have too much stuff in your background to where if it's too cluttery, too noisy, or you're moving around too fast, the eye just naturally grabs onto that stuff that they're not listening to what you're saying. So, you know,
So don't do
cleaner
it as much.
backgrounds. And also, if you switch cameras, don't switch so quick. It's like rapid fire quick. Switch to a camera for a point, ride that point out on that camera, and then switch back to another camera for the second point and stay there.
So it's a lot more planning than.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do, but it's that balance of not doing it too much that you're fatiguing the eyes of the person who's watching you.
I can see
And
where
it
I might have done
saves
that
you,
wrong.
and like you were saying, the workflow for you, it was stressful because it was so much back and forth. So you save yourself from that workflow at the same time. But it's that you did it, and it's something I need to do more of. I rely on like punching in and out with my edits.
I do that too. I don't do it as often, but yeah, I do that.
But that's not saying it's a good thing. I have two cameras in my studio. I've got one right over here, and I rarely record with it just because I'm still trying to learn my workflow. But I want to be able to do that.
Pull both of those cameras into OBS so that I don't. I can just switch back and forth that way, but it won't let you do that.
Yeah, like in OBS, I have two capture cards, and I can go back and forth where I hit a button, and I could look over here and a button. I've done that.
Oh, but you got to click it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to.
So you have a Stream Deck, and so all you got to do is just hit a button, and it goes. And you could use hotkeys. You can assign computer keys on your keyboard to be a button you push. Like you could assign a certain number on the keypad on the right of the keyboard to be a button you push to go from one camera to the other. Yeah.
I need to learn. I need that class.
Yes.
Yeah, they're a real headache. Yes.
Yes.
But
they're good though. It's really important to change perspective and just reset their attention span.
Different views, different perspectives. Also, maybe go to a wide angle that's down low, kind of looking up at you.
Yeah, and it's like a behind the scenes peek. It's a look they'd never seen before.
Mm-hmm. Something that they wouldn't see with the naked eye.
Yep. Live stream. Hi. Omnitech says, that's grass. I thought grass and birds didn't exist until now. Yeah, really. Wait a minute. What is that?
Oh, it's nice.
They are real. Balancing family time and studio time is hard. Several times I have come out of the studio and everyone is already in bed with the lights off. It's constant struggle. That's me. That's me. And to my detriment, there are nights where I sleep on my futon. I had a futon right next to my desk right here behind me against this wall. And I'd literally just get done editing stuff, and I'd be so tired I didn't want to go downstairs. I would just crawl into that futon and sleep.
That's what's going in this room.
Yeah. But the downside is my wife wakes up in the morning and I'm missing. Like my side of the bed's not been slept in. So it's not a good thing to do because again, that
Right.
has a negative impact on the family. So I moved it. I moved it this week. Like we both did some moving around today. Like I got that futon to the other side of the room and I put stuff on it so I can't sleep on it tonight. Like it's got just stuff stacked all over it. And that was intentional. Sorry about the spelling. I'm the worst. I'm worse than you are.
Yeah, you don't need to apologize, man.
It just just one day Bronson and Clay will share my text messages. Just
Yeah.
trying to read my text messages is like trying to read like Egyptian calligraphy or whatever.
Yep. I was telling him the other
You could
day.
read my text on a phone and be like this with your phone. Like,
He
wait a minute.
texted me something and he misspelled something or used the wrong word. I forget what it was, but I called him out on it like instantly because that's fun for me. And I'm not trying to be mean. Me and my wife, we rag on each other if we screw up all the time. That was funny.
All right, I'm gonna get this one. Grab a drink.
I have pulled a 30+ hour shift. Let me make it bigger. Once as we had a limited time freeway road closure, we had to get all the work done within something. The drive home was tougher. It was almost 2 hours to get there. Yeah. Yep. And then he probably came home and did some editing or did some filming.
Mm-hmm.
See, back in my day when I was young, I did 3 shifts in a row. Seriously. You know what I mean? 24 hours straight at work. Not anymore, man.
I was a maintenance guy for 10 years. I had my own painting business for that. And then I was a maintenance guy for 10 years because I just wanted to learn how to fix my own stuff in my own house. I'm like, I'm going to go be a maintenance guy. It doesn't pay the best, but man, if I could learn how to fix my own stuff in my own house and not pay anybody, I'm all over it.
Yeah.
So that was one of those just learning experience type jobs. But I ended up going into the deep end on that one, working 21 straight days without a day off, going in at like 7:30, 7 o'clock, and going home at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. It's just. Yeah.
Omnitech says he usually records them all. Record all of it, then cut the angles on the editor. Plus, I don't use scripts. I just go with what's on.
Me too.
The moment.
No script.
No script. Because if you do, it sounds scripted.
Yeah. There are some people that are gifted at it.
Yeah.
I'm not one of them.
Me neither. It's all this. It becomes, I look like a robot and I sound like this because I'm not, you know what I mean? No.
Yeah.
He says, especially doing tech reviews and tutorials or repairs.
Yeah. Dark Corners reads off a teleprompter, and I'd never know it. I didn't know it until he said it. I was like, I wish I could. Dark Corners.
Yeah.
He's got a YouTube Gear channel, but he tells the story, but I had no idea he was reading off a teleprompter. And then when he did, I'm like, man, I wish I could read off a prompter like that.
Well, the prompters, like you saw the one Tom Buck reviewed.
Yeah.
It puts it right on the lens. So you're looking at the lens.
Yeah. And I've got one. I've got a prompter. I don't have that prompter, but I have a teleprompter, and I stopped using it just because I felt, again, I was so focused on making sure I read it right that there was no free-flowing and there's no jokes.
Right.
There's no accidents. There's no, oops, I accidentally.
There's no human nature in it.
Yeah.
The human quality.
Yeah.
Yes, Clay. It's nice talking about the OBS. Yeah, man, I really need some help from that, so that would be cool.
We're definitely gonna make that show happen.
Yeah,
and I think everybody watching would really. I mean, you and I can get something out of it, but I'm sure everybody in this chat right now would just die for an opportunity to get that kind of ability to use OBS because it's free and it has so many options in it. You can do multiple cameras in OBS without external cards, but you'll need something to switch keyboard. Using a Bluetooth mouse would help. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, you don't have to have a Stream Deck. You can use your keyboard to do it. I used to do that. You can also download an app which allows you to have the Elgato Stream Deck. Like, this is the Elgato Stream Deck right here. But you can download the app and it'll be on your phone.
Huh.
So you'd have all those buttons and you could operate it like your phone. But again, you're tying up your phone. So that's what I actually did before I got the
I'm
Stream Deck.
filming with mine, so that's
Yeah, you can only do so much with that
well.
thing
I mean,
after that.
I've got my work phone I can use.
Yeah. But it's like $2.99 a month to do it, to use your phone as a Stream Deck. And it was great. I used it like that for like 2 years until I was able to get a Stream Deck.
Cheaper, like out of pocket, not overall like the long term, but cheaper than buying a Stream Deck.
Yeah. Let's see here. Or small Bluetooth keyboard with preset macro keys, toggle keys. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I got to learn this stuff. I'm not that techie yet.
Yeah. Kevin
I don't
says,
use the script either.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I just need to learn how to talk. He can't say
you had me dying. You had me dying in that, Kevin. I was watching that. I was like, yes, I know that feeling. Except I always
was
cut
like,
that part out.
Sibilant, like he went everywhere with that one, but that was
Peter
good.
Piper picked a pet. You know how long it took me to get that?
I'm trying to think
right.
of something to do other than that because everybody's doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
It's intentional. It's not you're trying to repeat the phrase. It's the perfect phrase that does the sibilants. Okay, so when you're saying Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers and he puts pineapple on his pizza, now like the first part's the plosives, then the second half is the sibilants.
Yeah.
Putting pineapples on his pizza, so you're hearing the S's. So it's a phrase that captures the plosives and the sibilants test all in once. So you could do something else, but you just got to make sure you've got a lot of pops in the first half and then something that's got a lot of S's in the second.
That's what I'm trying to think of is something else
and
to
then
do.
Kevin went seashell on the seashores after that. And I'm like, I'm out. That's it. Not only is my brain hurting and laughing on him with the sibling, he couldn't say siblets. And then he went, I'm like, dude. And then you go there after that. You are the man.
That is tough.
I would be laying on the floor in the fetal position, sucking my thumb after trying to get the word siblings out.
Lips are falling off into my lap.
Yeah. Funny part is that I made a video how to build a teleprompter with a monitor, but I never use it myself. I don't have that non-robotic gift. That was one of the videos I made too on my channel that was so cringe and I didn't post it. Was I did a video review of the teleprompter that I was using, and I didn't even put that up there. And I spent like 2 weeks on that video, and then I'm like, I don't like it. Where
does it say how many people are here?
It says it's 6,
seen it.
but it was up to 11. Oh my gosh, it even breaks down.
Once earlier, but I don't see it anymore. I'm wondering if it's at the top of the chat.
It was 11 a few minutes ago. We're like, they're phasing in and out.
11 and 11.
We've got 2 on X and 4 on YouTube, and there was a while we were at 15, and we had a good mix of Facebook, YouTube, and X. I'm glad I'm doing X. Like, I'm glad that guy mentioned it because I'm gonna keep doing X.
Yeah, I don't have mine hooked up. He said we're down 4 right now.
Yeah, we're down to 4 right now. Yep.
Oh, down to 4.
And I'm showing 6 on my end. Oh, because YouTube says 4, and then I've got 2 on X.
Yeah. Yep.
Watching, or we've got 2 on X. So yeah. And it's probably going to get ready to peak up here, too, because it's about the time that Dave jumps in. He's done with his tennis in the morning.
Yes.
Kevin, I do a virtual teleprompter for one of my Mod Squad shows, but do not. I don't know those letters. I'm terrible with acronyms.
What's that?
Do not. BTTRR.
Oh, that's for his Back to the Retro review.
Okay, yeah. See, I'm terrible at acronyms. I'll never get there. You want to shut me down and watch my brain explode and sprockets fly out? Throw acronyms out there. All right, we're caught up on the chat.
Yeah. Back to, I don't know. Some of this down in the second and third hour, we've kind of covered.
Yeah.
Some of it.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
So we talked about,
Yeah.
We talked about us plenty. Talked about me plenty.
I got to.
So
Omnitech says, God, I didn't get the BTTRR either.
Yeah.
Even though his name is right above.
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
know. I know. This is cheat
Yeah.
code. Like, look at this.
It's back to the retro review.
As we're looking at this, all right. What does BTTRR mean? Look up
Yeah.
BTTRR. Hello.
He was
Hello.
definitely doing us a favor. We
Yeah.
just didn't realize, you didn't realize it.
Yeah, really, Chris. Yeah, I'll
AV.
pass.
So
Aviation, phonetics,
so
phonetics.
here's the thing about the aviation thing. I have a drone, and I do not charge people for drone footage because I don't have my Part 107. And if you don't have it, you can't charge. And I don't. I've got the small one.
Mm-hmm.
So that aviation phonetics,
Mm-hmm.
that just reminded me that's some tough stuff.
I want a drone, especially for my video production. That's the one thing I don't have in
Yeah.
my gear. I've got a Scorp professional gimbal. I've got lights like I got studio level lights, battery operated lights in case there's no electricity where I'm going. Battery
Mm-hmm.
powered everything. But what I don't have is that drone footage. Like if I'm at the front door of a business, I would like to be able to like be hovering right in front of the door and then just like take off
Back
backwards where they
away.
could see the
Yeah.
whole complex.
Yep.
And then a friend of mine did a review. He used his drone because he owns his family owns it's a family business. It's a lumber yard, but he goes out to certain job sites where they're building houses, and he goes in there in the new house and he takes his drone inside the house, and it like goes from room to room,
Yeah.
and then it comes back out through the door, and then lifts up and gets the whole complex. And I'm like, man,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I need that. But
It's
I
just
just
you
don't
got to
want to
get
sign
the.
up for those classes.
No, you got to do it. Like even Chris is saying down here. But if they use it for their business, then you still have to have that, and he's right.
Yeah, you have to, and that's what I'm saying. I don't have the time to commit to that, so I just don't get the drone. I just steal drone. I like, okay, you have the drone, you shoot it, send me the
Well, you
footage.
can get it off the art list. Yeah.
Yeah, really. I need to upgrade my plan from just the audio to the video,
Yeah.
the stock footage.
Well, that's tougher than it sounds. I'm very fortunate. My boss did that for me because
Canva's
I
got good footage though too.
yeah, yeah. What's he saying, Chris?
Oh, hold on. I want to get
Oh,
back to
go ahead. Go
Kevin.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
All right. There you go.
He says, I have mine, and I have the Altel and the FPV drones also. The one with the guy. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I want to get into the FPV as well. Dude, you can do some real estate stuff with that.
Yeah.
Some really cool, if you get a mini, a real small one, you can do some really good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on AI?
Oh, I forgot
know.
that my light just went off.
Oh, is
Apparently,
that your
in
timer?
my
It's like,
moving
what's
things
your timer?
around,
Go
I
ahead.
unplugged my light, and
Oh.
it was going off battery this whole time. That lasted a long time,
Oh,
2 hours
yeah.
and 24 seconds before it died. AI generated thumbnails. I don't use them, and I am behind I know I need to do more AI generated stuff to ease my workflow because I am up against it. Like I'm stretched
It does
thin.
help. I just don't want to. I don't want to give it too much credit. Is that the word I'm looking for? Because
Yeah.
I feel like, especially with this new Sora thing, it's killing. It's killing a lot.
Yeah.
So
I actually wrote this down, and I didn't put it in here, but I have it on a piece of paper. I remember this. I wanted to talk about thumbnails because I was watching a video where they were saying, like, you cannot start a video unless you've got your thumbnail done and your title. And I'm like, yeah, that's good for certain creators, but it can be destructive for others. Like for me, if I
don't
were
do
to
it.
spend an entire day doing a thumbnail and then know my title before, that's impossible. I don't know how
Yeah.
good this microphone is. I
No.
don't know what I'm going to walk into on a gear review. So again, the thumbnail for a microphone, like you don't have to be that creative because the microphone is the thumbnail. I'm not the thumbnail. I mean, I'll put myself in there every now and then, but for the most part, it's the microphone, and then on top of that, the title is the microphone.
Yeah.
Like Bandrew literally just puts a picture of the microphone and just says, you know, Shure MV7 review. And but gear review guys,
Yeah, but
that's
was
it.
he
So,
doing that in the beginning? Because I feel like he can do that now because
yeah,
it
he can
doesn't
do that
matter.
now. But yeah, but I'm just saying for like people who do gear reviews,
Yeah.
you don't have to like for me, I spend probably an hour and a half making a thumbnail. And it's more of I want to make sure I get my footage of the camera, like either take it myself or I'm able to find something like stock footage somewhere. That's easy for the actual microphone. Then I go through my video and I try to get a screen grab of a certain moment where I was emotional reaction. And then
Yeah.
like most of my time is just trying to get a good background and block letters that pop. Like I try to do that thing where if someone's scrolling, it's bright, it's in your face, and it makes them stop and read it. And that's where I spend my time on my thumbnail. AI generated, I don't know if AI would do that or not. Like I know they come up with catchy, and that's where I need to work on better titles to my videos.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as I don't use it. But I know I need to start doing it. Tom Buck uses AI for like his thumbnails because he does that thing where he's got that little itty bitty, he's got that paper backdrop in the corner, and it'll take
Yeah.
a picture of
With the
something,
different
but the
colors.
AI fills out the screen with that color.
That's a little different. That's AI generative. What do they call it? Generative fill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
But
that's a good one too.
yeah, and that's what he's doing. He's experimenting with where the right places to have AI to use it, where it helps you, but it's not doing the work for you. Like
I use
you're not
Canva.
getting out of the work; it's accenting your workflow.
I use
Yeah.
I use Canva even when I do a picture. Like lately mine have all just been a picture of me at some moment. Sometimes I even just record just to get a picture. But
Yeah.
I'll use Canva to stretch it out, put stuff on it, like the letters, text. Yeah.
Yeah, I use Canva for everything. For here and the church, like flyers, graphics, the video announcements I do.
My
I make a
intro
I make
and
a
outro.
video roll for the 15 minutes before church starts where it's graphics of all the different events coming up. I use Canva for
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah, what you see on my current intro and outro, like the stuff that's not the tech reviews or like the gear review, it's even those they're all out of Canva. I put the music in Canva, everything.
Yeah, this overlay on our screen was made in Canva.
I
Yeah, I
know
made that in Canva.
because I recognized the pattern.
Yeah,
I was like, hey, I've seen this one.
yeah, I love Canva.
Uh-huh.
Chris says Canva is really great for a lot of things, video and
Yeah.
live streaming. I actually made a commercial off I used my iPhone to make a commercial for an HVAC company, and all my stock footage was off of Canva, and people loved it. It kickstarted everything for me. They saw that video, and like, oh
Yep.
man, can you do that for me? Can you do that for me? Can you do that for me? But again, I'm so wrapped up in YouTube videos, I don't get to make money. YouTube
Right,
costs
yeah.
me money. The stuff that could make me money, I don't do because again, when you start doing things for money, you lose the love for it real quick.
I like seeing this especially Chris. Well, Chris, Kevin, I don't feel alone now because I've been using Canva for a lot of stuff.
Me too. 3 years.
And I was like,
Canva's
yeah,
my
I'm just a
go-to.
dork. Yeah.
My workflow, like when I'm done making a video, the first thing I do is open Canva.
Yep, same here. So you
And
can
then
get
I do all my stuff in Canva, and then I go back in DaVinci Resolve and I edit my videos, but all my graphics I put in my videos, it all comes out of Canva.
so that's what
I
you
love
use DaVinci?
Yeah. I edit in DaVinci and all my graphics and all that stuff come out of Canva.
That's what I learned on was DaVinci. I went from DaVinci to Premiere Pro for a little bit, got tired of paying for that, and then I went to a really good, really powerful editor on an iPad is LumaFusion.
Yeah. I've heard
Very
of that.
good. It's very good. But then once my boss contributed to me for my computer, and he got it with Final Cut built in. So
Yeah. Professional studios use like movie, Paramount, all those got Netflix, they all use DaVinci Resolve. Like the
Yeah.
majority of them use DaVinci Resolve. So I was like, I'm
Yeah.
going to learn how to use this because apparently the best of the best are using this. So It's a learning
It has
curve, but I'm
best,
going to end up where they're at eventually. It may take me 20 years to get where it took them 2 years,
Yeah.
but at least I'm going to eventually know how to do like the movies where the people's hands become fireballs and they throw fireball. Like you could do all that off of DaVinci Resolve.
And it's
So
also really known for its being the best at color grading.
yeah, color grading, yes. That was DaVinci because a lot of people would use color grading in DaVinci Resolve and then Premiere Pro, Final Cut.
Yep.
They would use Final Cut for their editing and then throw it into DaVinci Resolve just for the color grading. And
Just
then
to color
DaVinci's
grade it.
like, yeah, and then DaVinci's like, we got to step up our game because they're coming to us, but they're not using all of our stuff.
Right.
And they made a huge shift. So, yeah, that's all I got for our talking stuff. And
Yeah, I think we've nailed them.
yeah,
And we were late, and we still didn't go.
yeah.
So we can.
Keynote, yeah, too. Sorry.
Yeah. Next, what? No, go ahead.
I use DaVinci Resolve also as well as Keynote to maybe all my lower thirds graphics. I love Keynote. I use that.
Keynote's another good one.
I use that for preaching. I'm just like I know you. I'm not trying to get too spiritual, but all
go
my
ahead.
sermons I use graphics and I go into Keynote, and I throw like my scriptures up there or visual graphic of something
I have-
visual that expresses the point. But I use Keynote for. The
I like
church.
the effects that are in it.
Yeah.
Like you
Yep.
can put different effects on words where,
Yep.
like
Bullet
with the
points.
anvil falling,
Yeah.
and it'll have like a cloud of
Yeah.
dust.
Yep.
There's some really good effects in there.
Yeah. So and a lot of pastors use Keynote. All the pastors in our church, our
worth it.
senior pastor, me, and the other guy, we all use Keynote. So
Yeah, it's definitely
good
worth
stuff.
it.
Yeah, Keynote goes well beyond that.
Before we do close this show,
Yeah.
thought for the week for everybody that's still watching. What does everybody want to see in next week's video
Yeah.
or podcast
Good
or
point.
live? I don't know what to call
Yeah.
it.
We'll give you a second. I did see that for EV Mux, the Bible verse thing. Yeah, I noticed that. That's really cool. I want to be able to use that for my Coffee at the Cross podcast. I'm going to be using that. But yeah, what would you guys like to see next week? Is there a topic that we haven't touched yet that you guys want to talk about?
And you don't have to answer tonight.
Yeah, think about it and just post it in the comments of this podcast. Like, you just go back during this week and go to the comment and just, hey, I'd like to see this. Like to see this. Let's talk about this. And another thing, like if you see a video that hits you like this, our topic came this week from us watching Epos Vox. Something popped up, good talking point. So that wasn't even part of our list days ago. It just became like 2 days ago. So if you guys, I have reached out to Bart.
We're trying. Yeah.
I have, and he said yes. However, he's been trying to he reached out to me almost a year ago to get me to do a podcast on his Creator Connection. But he'll tell you himself, it is sketchy to get him to be nailed down to a specific night. His channel is go with the flow. Seize the empty moments, but there's no schedule. If
Right.
he's got 6 hours, he bangs out like 4 videos. Like he seizes the moment. So he said yes. But he said he was supposed to be on tonight. He was a couple days ago or last week. He said he would come on tonight, but something happened. He wasn't able to make it. So we're gonna try and get him on. Just to let you guys know, I've reached out to I talk to him all the time. We talk on phone, text messenger, all that stuff. We talk, and I reached out an invitation like the Dave Soltura. I don't want to say that wrong. It's late, Dave. I'm sorry if I just butchered that. Dave Soltura, where he just jumped in. We know his workflow. We know his camera. We know how it is. So like, he's one of those guys that I reached out and said, hey, whenever you were watching a podcast, we brought him in. Bark Bronson coined this phrase. He said, so basically we have pre-authorized access to jump into your channel, your podcast. I said, yes. So Bark and Bronson have pre-authorized access that if we're talking about something, all they got to do is text me or Clay and say, hey,
We want in.
I got a good thought, and we'll bring them in. So
Tap me in.
Bark and Bronson are on standby on any given night. But I think last Friday he was at the zoo, I think, with his family, and I'm not sure what he had going on tonight, but he wasn't able to make it. So hopefully Bark will be next week. He's He's a week to week. Hopefully we'll get him. So there you go. But yeah, I'd
So
like
there's
to hear
one
more
thought.
about
Yeah.
backgrounds. Yeah, I haven't really touched on mine. And we didn't touch
Backgrounds.
on yours.
Backgrounds like what? Like our
Our,
backgrounds or
our
like what?
background, how we got here, what
Oh,
brought us here, and
yeah.
where we were before YouTube. Like, who are we?
Yeah.
Kevin, biggest
Well,
mistake in mic reviews. Oh, I've got some. I'll just tell you now. I'll
yeah, go
spoil
ahead. Yeah.
one. The biggest mistake I ever did was I think it was the toner video, TD510. I was doing the keyboard test, right? And I'm sitting here like, man, this microphone is good at noise rejection. And this is good at noise rejection. And I'm going through all these microphones. I'm like, man, why is everybody else's video so loud? Like, my room's just, I guess I got good sound treatment in here. And then I got done and I started another video and I realized my noise suppression was turned on. So the entire video,
Oh man.
right? But I didn't, it's like, do I pull the whole video down? No, because every single mic had the noise suppression on it. So it was still even playing field.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as I'm
Just all with
talking,
noise suppression on.
when you talk, the noise suppression's lifted and stuff can get through. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
well, you can hear it. But yeah, my biggest mistake is I have a habit of forgetting. I have in OBS, I have two inputs. Rodecaster Duo with noise suppression, Rodecaster Duo default for my reviews. I use the noise suppression when I'm just doing my personal stuff or, the other channels and things like that. But for video reviews, I try to go to the other one. Sometimes I get them mixed up.
The
I'm like,
only
man,
thing
that
I've
thing is
got
good at noise rejection.
is a de-esser running right now. That's it.
Yeah.
Just other than whatever the Vocaster does.
Oh,
Yeah.
Blue
Booth
Chunky.
Junkie.
I have to reach out.
He's another. I like his voice.
Yeah. Hey, Harry's here.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning. We're getting ready to go to bed, Harry.
Yeah. It's good night
But
for
yeah.
us, but it's good morning for you.
But I'll just tell you guys, people that I've reached out to and extended an invitation on, and I've reached out. I sent out an email to Tom Buck asking if he'd be willing to come, but he is a guy that you've got to reach out and book him months ahead. So even if he says yes, it's not going to be anytime soon. It'll be, a couple months down the road.
Right.
I've reached out to Bronson. Again, Bronson has an open invitation to jump in anytime. Bark's coming. Dave's got an open invitation. I forgot. I don't know if I've reached out to Mark Bennett yet for you guys. I'd like to have him on here and just give everybody all right, I'm ready to go from webcams to I'm ready to go from webcams to cameras. Like what is good gear?
Just because of you, I've been watching him.
Yeah. And he helps me out so much with my cameras.
I just like listening to how he talks.
Oh, he's funny.
Yeah, I'm such a nerd, man. I like all this like certain quirky things, and I might not even be paying attention. I just like the way you sound.
He saved me on my Canon camera because I kept ordering stuff, and I wasn't like Canons can be so difficult with the way they word things and lettering and compatibility stuff. And I was like, man, I spent this money on this expensive stuff, and it was the wrong size, and I got to send it all back. So I reached out to him. It's like, help, Mark. I got this Canon camera. I keep ordering this stuff, and it's just not a right fit. And he's like, no, it's a little more difficult. He sent me a link to the camera the lens that I really needed that would fit. And I just went back and said, hey man, you're my hero. And he's like, I don't have a cape, but yes, I am a hero. I just love that.
That is great.
This is the quirky stuff. Potato Jet, that would be nice. I don't know if he'd have time for us.
I don't even know who that is.
He is high paced. He's fast action. He almost reminds me of someone with ADD. He's just so quick. He makes me nervous with his own gear. Potato Jet does like camera reviews, gimbal reviews, things like that.
Yeah.
And he's quick. He's fast. He's moving. And when he's talking, he'll have this like $400 gimbal and a $1,000 camera. And as he's talking, he's just like click, pop, and you just hear stuff banging. And I'm just waiting for if that was me, camera would have flown off over this direction. I'd have slung. Oh, see what I'm talking about right here. Like if I get like that, I get dangerous.
You're getting all animated, yeah.
Yeah, and he does that stuff all the time, and he never breaks anything, never drops anything, never clanks anything. And I've actually like busted out light bulbs in here, clanked, and knocked stuff over in here. But yeah, Potato Jet be a good one. So yeah, I'll reach out to these guys and see.
He's got Kevin. He's a problem with glasses glare. So I read this question. He's got a problem with glasses glare. I have limited it to what it is. It's still not the best. So I turn everything. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is he talking about whatever's on your screens reflecting onto your glasses?
He's probably either talking about the monitor glare or light glare, the flares.
So I change everything possible to dark mode. Everything is on dark mode. I've even got
Yes.
like this is on dark mode right now. I switched over my StreamYard to dark mode. I made my Vocaster when I did the Vocaster review. I did 2 videos because the first one it was garbage. I tried to color correct it. I had opened up a browser and it was a bright white light, so I fixed that. Everything's dark. I have
I've
no
got a pair
glare
of glasses
problems.
in here somewhere. Light placement too is huge. I don't know what I did.
My lights are high.
Let me see if I can get my
Nothing's
glasses real quick.
facing right at me.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's Kevin. If you're listening, that's one thing that'll help is put everything on dark mode.
So what Clay was just saying with your lights, you want to make sure that your camera's at one height, but your lights are above that, pointing down. So that way there's no intersect point for where the lights in the room are glaring off your glasses. So like you're not seeing the lights right here because all my lights are above my head, angled down. And the camera is above my head. So everything's above my head pointing. They're all going in the same direction.
Yep.
So you either want your camera just above your eyes or just below them looking up. But that way they're just not meeting at your glasses. So there's a way to do that. You're just going to have to tinker with your lights and position your lights like, and here's the thing, like I don't know
He's
if
got his
does he
lights
have
are
kids?
on.
Kevin, do you have kids?
Probably younger or older. I mean,
I would park my daughter in this chair and put glasses on her. And as she's standing there, I would move the lights around the room into spots at the right angle, but as far as height, until that glare went away. And if you don't have kids, like stuffed animals, I don't know, something, but just even take your chair and tape the glasses to the top.
yeah.
Stuff like that, and just move those lights up and down. Get them off at 45 degrees away from, or somewhere between 22 to 45 degrees away from your camera. And nothing above your camera directly, just off to that side, and get them up and elevated, but just kind of raise them and lower them until that glare goes away. That's because like right now from here you can see glare.
Yeah.
So that's not a good spot. But you know when I got them on here,
You
the
got a hat
glare's
on too.
Yeah. And, if I took the hat off, there's no glare compared to, angling them a certain way. So it's just where the glasses are. But sometimes you're just not be able to get rid of it. Like Bronson is a wizard at lights and lighting and all that stuff. And you could still see the glare of you can still see his light sometimes in his glasses because you're going to move your head around.
He's saying that his lights aren't the issue; it's his monitor. Well, then it's like I said, just change everything to dark mode.
Yep.
Find a way, because even when you think you can't, you can keep going.
Yep.
But you can. Like I learned how to do it with all StreamYard, OBS, anything it's all in dark.
Yeah. My YouTube, like I have 3 monitors in front of me. They're all in dark mode. EV Mux is in dark mode in front of me. That's a 32-inch monitor I have in front of me right now, but it's in dark mode.
Yep.
Then the windows the windows I have that I bring up when we're looking at, cars, whenever I bring up something on TV, that's all in dark mode. And then looking at the YouTube live stream and all this off the corner, make sure I'm still streaming like all that's in dark. Everything's in dark mode. And I turn my brightness way down.
Yeah.
So like monitor brightness.
I don't even know if my brightness is turned all the way down or not. But it's dark mode, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's in dark mode. Yeah, once it's in dark mode, you can't change the brightness, I believe. Yeah, I can't change it.
What else did he say? Should I move the monitor to the side and look at the camera at a different angle? I mean,
You can, but like I said, you're looking at me right now. The monitor is right in front of me. The camera's right in front of me. My monitor's right in front of me. And let's see if, can I get my iPhone on here? Let me see. Oh no, I can only do that in OBS.
yeah.
But
Well, you can do it in OBS and then turn on virtual camera.
yeah. Let me see. Can I?
You got to make sure continuity camera is turned on in the settings.
Yeah, it's not in there. But once Chris hooks me up with OBS to be able to do that, I'll be able to just take my phone like you do and point it at my setup. But
Yeah.
my monitor is directly in front of me. My camera's right in front of me. My light is 45 degrees to the left and up, pointing down at me. And just with that, directly in front of me, that's my glare. Without the camera or without the hat, with the hat. So that dark mode is everything. And my monitor is about 2 feet in front of me. There's 2 foot gap between where I'm sitting and my monitor. And I've got a
Same
monitor
here.
to my right and a monitor to my left over here on both sides.
Normally I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Normally I've got a 32-inch over here and a 27-inch over here. And then I've got almost the exact same setup that you've got, except my light is on the right side.
Yeah. And my desktop, the wallpaper is
It's
dark.
dark.
Yeah.
I don't even have a wallpaper. I just have black.
Yeah. And that's good.
Yeah.
I have a dark blue. Like I have a cityscape at night, but all you see on all you can see on the outer edge is like dark rocks and water. So there's no big bright glare in your face. So,
Yeah,
alrighty,
everything's dark. Yeah.
all right, guys.
No more questions? No?
So, yeah, is there anything else? Oh, I think you actually moved that. Can you move it? Try it again. Scroll up.
I am scrolling up.
Oh, okay. Maybe not. I thought
It's
it
scrolling
moved.
for me. No. Yeah, if you maybe if you send me the permissions,
Yeah,
I'll have access to some of the other tools. I
I
may
may
just
just be
need.
sensitive to it. Oh,
Oh,
sensitive to it.
maybe he's the only one noticing it.
Yeah.
So he does swipe to text. I know because my wife does that all the time, and she'll be like, "Oh,"
Yeah.
and she doesn't want to use contacts all the time. Yeah, just try the dark mode and see how that works. I mean, that's what I do, and I use glasses a lot. I'm not wearing them tonight because I forgot them, and I was in a rush doing all this, slapping it together. So
Yeah. Chris, you did. I got your emails. Thank you so much. This was a week of field trips with the daughter and overdoing it and then spending 2 days on bed rest. So it's been a crazy week. But yes, I did get your email address. Thank you so much. And I got your address from you. Thank you. And I'll be sending you something from Santa here soon for, just to say thank you.
from Santa,
Yeah.
wait till those come out. Those pictures of me, you'll see that.
Kevin, I'd send you one too, but you already have one. So I'm just saying, Kevin and Chris have been our goats as far as from beginning to end, always here.
Yes, they are.
So I wanted to, I'm gonna send Chris. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm gonna send you a tank 3 unless you don't want it. I got an extra tank 3 over here, so I'm gonna send you a tank 3 because I have an extra one. The one who won it last month, Fafine, helped me out, and they sent it to them directly. They said, "Don't even send yours. We'll send it.
Oh, really?
Don't spend the money on the."
They are just such a cool company.
Yeah. So
Hey, look,
Fafine.
Bronson.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, you two. What's up, Bronson?
Oh, now we got to go another hour.
Yeah,
Bronson's here now.
I'm ready.
But yeah, Fafine jumped in and said, if the person, when they found out that the person who won was in England, the UK, they're like, nope, don't send that one. We'll send it to them directly. Save your money. So they're like, all right, I got an extra tank 3 now. What do I do with it? And I was like, you know what? Chris from Livestream has been here forever, and Kevin's been here forever, but Kevin has a tank 3 and he loves it. So
Yeah.
we're gonna send Chris a Tank 3. So, Chris, it's on its way. Thank you for the address. I'm gonna ship that out to you.
That's cool.
Here soon. Here soon.
Here soon.
Yeah, I'm
Where
gonna
is
send it
that?
out to you. It's still in the box, and then I'm gonna send the Fafine that I have here in my studio up to Clay so he can review it. Because Fafine said not yet, so we're gonna hook him up. I'm gonna send him my Fafine so he can review it, and help him get going. Because technically, he won that Fafine. Fine.
Oh,
He won the Tank
yeah.
3, and he's like, I'm here.
I was
Give it
trying
to
to
someone
be
else. He was
trying to
being
be
humble and
good.
polite, so I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? I feel bad now. So I'm gonna send you mine. You can hold on to it and review it, and there's no rush to get it back. So yes, Chris, congratulations. Tank 3's coming your way, and
Yeah.
that way you have the Tank 3 and the K669D. So yeah,
I can't wait to see. And I don't remember if you've said it publicly. The
now
other,
we're facing each other. We were both looking away.
hey,
It's like we're not even underneath the right faces.
I'm in a weird position tonight because this was all rushed and I got my computer way over here and my phone.
Same.
You know, the red thing.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think.
Somebody's making you a red.
Yes.
Yes. I can't wait for that.
I'm not gonna lie. I got a text message from I live right next to. If you ever watch the show, Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah.
That is me. My wife and I are Deborah and Ray, and my wife's parents are Frank and Marie, and we live right next to each other.
Yeah.
Literally, we're 10 feet apart from. There's a driveway that separates our two houses. So, yeah, it's I completely forgot what I was trying to say.
You're right next to. I don't know. I mentioned something about.
Yeah, what were you mentioning?
I said something about red, the red one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So she
I don't wanna
texted me
say
today
too
and said,
much,
"Hey,
'cause-
there's and because my address happens to be the same number as the house across the street, but there's a different street. So we
Oh.
live in town, so it's a one-way street, and then you turn around and go back the other way. So
So
my
it's two
street is
separate
Willow
streets.
Street, but my across the street, like on the other side of the street, is the back side of their house with the back door. So the Amazon driver drops all of my packages off on their porch, even though they're a different street. But because they're 513, their GPS says that's my house,
Right.
and it's not. So every time I order something, I look like a porch pirate going over there and grabbing it.
But
So now I've changed it to where changed my shipping address to my neighbors, which happens to be my wife's parents, because there's no number same to theirs on the other side of the street, so it gets to their house the way it's supposed to. She sent me a text today saying I have a package on the porch for you. I'm like, I don't have anything coming. What would possibly be here? Unless someone sent me another brand like the Obsbot Tiny 2 Light that I got here.
right.
That's not out yet. I'm just sitting here thinking, did someone send me out something I didn't even know was coming? And I'm like, ooh, I wonder if that's it. So I rushed home, and it wasn't. It was.
Oh man.
It's something for me to review, but
Still,
it's not
that's cool.
that. Yeah,
Nah. But that's coming.
Man, it's coming.
That's amazing. I cannot wait.
I love it. I love it. I can't wait to play with it. And
Yeah.
Chris kind of started that because Fine noticed that conversation, and they're like, "Yep, we're gonna make it happen." We were listening. So, what was it?
Chris.
How about reviewing a Stage Right Memphis Blue mic? I don't even know what that is. Hold on.
He's like, I gotta look this up.
Yep. Here we go.
We're gonna do it with Big Mike. Oh no.
Here we go. What is it? Memphis.
Stage Right Memphis Blue.
I thought we were going to wrap up. I have all this stuff in front of my keyboard. Hold on. Here we go. Stage on Stage Right or on. You know, it's on my screen. I could just look at the screen.
Yeah, Stage Right Memphis Blue.
What is this? What is it? Oh, would I love it? Oh, I'm looking at the Shure Super 55.
Oh.
But it's like that. Memphis Blue. That's the mono price. Where's the stage right? Or is that it? Is that it? That's pretty.
That is Stage Right by Memphis. Oh no, by yeah. That's it.
No, I'm not staying connected.
That's different.
I like that look. Gives you that 1950s, 60s radio look.
This
And
is
it's got blue in it.
This is leaking out what I wanted to do. Somebody sent me something very similar.
Yep. I'm curious to watch that review too.
Yeah.
That looks nice. I wonder if it's any good. Like, it looks beautiful.
That's not
Is
even a
that
bad
metal or
price.
is that plastic? And is it hot? Is it thin? Or is it like K669's?
What is hot?
Like gem?
Tell me what hot is.
Hot means the gain's too high. Like there are certain cheaper microphones where you plug it in and it's hot, meaning like it's in your face. It's really loud.
It's too loud.
And the reason they do that is, and Bronson, if you're still here, correct me if I'm wrong, but to me, like when you get microphones for like vocals and things like that, we always say it's hot. It's hot. It's hot means the gain's too high, meaning like you could whisper and it's everywhere.
Well, I think I've heard Bronson say that.
Yeah.
And I
So,
was
and
like,
what
I
they
don't know
do
what
is
that
there are so
means.
many people out there, and this is what we run into with people on stage, at least I do, is they don't know how to hold a mic properly. So a lot of people, instead of holding their SM58, like, all right, let's get back to our other screen. So instead of someone holding their microphone, let's just say this is a handheld microphone. Instead of them holding the microphone up to their mouth like this, they'll hold it down like this.
Oh, wow.
They'll put it over here, so they don't have good mic placement. So cheaper mics usually go to people that don't really know a lot about mics, how to hold mics, proper mic placement. They're not educated on microphones. So they crank up the gain for the reach because they're not going to have it in the right spot. But when we go on there and we put it where it's supposed to be, it's going to be hot. So like that, this is a hot feeling. Like this mic is hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
But back here, it's not. But now the gains is fine. But you know, if I were to just punch in, like right now, it's at OU. But if I were to do this, this is the Earthworks ethos. I just cranked the gain up way high.
Oh, wow.
This is hot.
You can tell.
This is hot. So when someone says my mic is hot, that just means you're cranked. Your volume's too high. Your gain's too high. Bring it back a little bit. So yep, that's what that means.
Thank
it's
you.
metal and it's heavy. Chris says.
Cool.
He has one. Now you've got me curious. It's metal and it's heavy. So right there says K669D vibes, where it's metal, it's heavy, and it's cheap, which means
Except
a diamond in a rough.
It's classic view. It's got a classic look.
Yes.
Looks like you're gonna go on stage with Elvis.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool.
I like that blue in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Kevin.
You know, Kevin, I am trying right now. I'm trying really, really hard to save up for a very particular thing here. My birthday is Sunday. I'm trying to like hoard all my money to get this one thing, and this is not helping. It's not helping. I had plans. And this is going to delay my plans if I get this. But it looks so good.
Actually, Chris, I think, was the one.
Chris said it. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Chris was the one.
I'm saying Kevin because.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what you guys were saying. What you were telling me earlier. Oh, did he? He reviewed one of these? He reviewed the...
I think he did, yeah. Oh, I don't remember if it was this.
I don't know if it was this one or the one that you guys are talking about.
I don't know.
I know he reviewed a clone of a particular microphone. Man. Dang it. I'm going to do it. Oh, man.
For the price, how can you not? How can you not do it? Look, Bronson, buy it.
He's like the little guy on your shoulder
Yeah.
when you're like, man, do
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I don't know. The wife sent me out with $40 to get milk, and bread, and I'm coming home with
Half as much milk as you were supposed to,
true
not the brand
story.
you were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had so much cash in my pocket. I had to get this and this and this, and I come home and she's like, "Where'd those Twizzlers come from?" Royal Farms, which is it's a convenience store gas station type thing, like a 7-Eleven or a Wawa or
Yeah.
anything like that. So I go, she's like, "Uh-huh. How much was each one of those packs?" $5 a piece. Like you can go into Walmart and pay, $2 for each pack. I paid $5.69 for 2 packs of Twizzlers.
Mm-hmm.
I had no money left to get the stuff that I went in there for, but I got what I wanted.
Yeah.
This is the voice in your head. Get it, get it, get it, get it. Do it, do it, do it.
I guess it won't. He's hitting on so many, and it's driving me nuts.
Yeah.
I might as well just say it. I'm gonna do a video about it. He sent me one of these 5-core mics, and it is freaking cool, man. I was like, oh my god! Like I couldn't believe. I mean, they're not that expensive, but it was really awesome that he did it.
It's
So,
got bark written all over it.
I'm doing a video.
Did you see his video today of the karaoke mic?
The red one?
Was it red or pink? Red or pink?
Oh, I don't know. I saw one just recently, but not today. That I think it was red. The one that his son is going to replace the mic for his son's karaoke machine.
I guess it was in the package. I spit my coffee out on my monitor. It was his fault. I put on the comments below, I'm gonna have to stop drinking coffee when I'm watching your reviews. But he was trying to get the package off, and he couldn't get it.
Yes, and he was like,
yeah,
he was having trouble with it. Yeah.
I lost it. I forgot what he did, but I literally just like spewed all over my my keyboard and bottom of my monitor.
Now I
Only
gotta
Bark
go
can do that. Bark and Bronson. I was watching Bronson. I was watching your video again today of the nose surgery short.
The nose, sir. Oh yeah.
Love it. Let's see what we got here. It sounds decent to me. Yep. Dude, the karaoke mic was so funny. I was rolling.
Yeah, it was $2.40. 40 cents. Yeah,
Oh,
that one.
Bronson.
That's the one you're talking about, right?
$20 for red vines.
Red vines.
Red vines. What's red vines?
What is red vines? I don't know, but that was
I don't know.
nice.
I need help. He's got a video clip here.
Oh yeah, can you?
44 seconds. I don't know.
Can you?
Oh,
click
that
on
was
it?
the time was when he last posted it
Oh,
for red
Oh,
vines.
yeah.
I don't know, but thank you. 20, man. I don't deserve you. I don't deserve you. I don't deserve you.
Yes, you do. Yeah, it was a red. It was red or pink.
I just, man, I said this is why I watch Bark. Only
Yeah.
he could get, and he does this to me. I have a stack of Five Below microphones that I buy that are still in the package that I have yet to review because like one day I'm gonna have nothing to do. I'm gonna have a Bark tribute review chant, like just an episode of the Bark specials.
Right.
I want it so bad.
I'm looking at it right now. Oh wait.
Cut my life into pizza.
Yes.
This is my plastic mic.
Yes, that was it. That was it. All right, Mark. I'm sorry. I did this last
He's
week.
doing
where I
Rage.
played-
Was that Rage Against the Machine
No, that was
or Papa Roach or?
Papa Roach. Yep,
Yeah.
Papa Roach. But last week, Bronson, we played a clip of you because we were talking about shotgun. Someone asked a question about a shotgun mic.
Oh, it's
and I'm like,
licorice.
I'm not gonna
Sorry.
quote Bronson. I'm gonna play his video and tell everybody to go watch the video. But I played a clip of your Octava video.
Yeah.
And I felt guilty because it was his video, but I'm like, I'm only gonna play a clip, and if you want to watch the review, you got to go watch it. But I wanted to show everybody it was Bronson's review who did it of the Octava. So we're gonna play a clip.
Yeah.
I'm bringing up
what do you-
I'm bringing up Bark's karaoke thing to
yeah.
play it real quick. So Bark, forgive me if you're mad at me for playing your clip, but I gotta.
Oh, it's
I gotta.
great. It's
The
great.
people must know.
Instead of Twizzlers, red vines.
Red vines.
It's licorice.
Yes. It gets me every time. I get the sweet and sour Twizzlers.
I've never heard of red vines.
Oh my god. I've never heard it either, but I've heard of it, but I've never had it
Never
before.
had them.
Let's see here. Bark from Obscure Mike. All right, bark from Obscure Mike's. Just type Obscure Mike's. Oh my god, you can tell it's late. All right, Obscure Mike's. Was it Obscure Mike's or Absurd Tech? I think it was Obscure Mike's. He did it.
Yeah, it was on Obscure Mics.
All right, so here it is. See, that looks pink to me,
Maybe it's
which
pink.
I thought was epic.
Yeah, maybe it's pink.
All right. Just look at this freeze frame. Try not to laugh, Bronson. If you're drinking something, put it down for a second.
I'm sure he's seen it.
But just this freeze frame, I got him stuck on.
He's like, yeah. That's great.
I
That's
saw
so
this
great.
this morning. I was drinking my coffee. I was like, I can't. But I will, and I'm going to. So here we go. All right, hold on.
You gotta fast forward.
All right, here we go. Let's play. Let's just love this.
What is up, Obscure Mike people? It is Bark coming back at you. Coming at you
Yes.
with a machine. A singing machine.
The machine.
Onsen. You open it, brother. You open it. Sorry you guys had to see that.
No, yeah.
20.
Hold on. We got to go back.
Yeah, that was
You
a
know
whole
something,
yeah.
brother? When the
Hold-
singing machine,
hold-
brother, comes at you and says you can't open me, brother, you just take the 20 centimeter pythons and you open it, brother. You open it. Sorry you guys had to see that. I do not do steroids. I promise. I promise. It's open. I may have cut myself. Cut my life into pizza. This is my plastic mic. Whoa, it feels hollow.
That's so great.
Feels hollow. But it's kind of got a bit of a
This is
grippy
my
texture.
plastic
Yeah,
mic.
let me show you this here, Mike. Let me tell you what. It's got an on-off switch.
It is pink. That's like a hot pink.
Yes.
Quarter-inch
Which is
jack,
perfect.
fixed cable, whole 9 yards. Listen, man, we're talking like $2.23. If this thing sounds even reasonably decent, also comes with a 1/4 inch to 3.5 millimeter,
That was great.
which we won't use. But if it sounds even remotely decent, then that's a win. Not to mention, my 10-year-old's karaoke machine, he needed a
That is
microphone
gold. Yep.
to cosplay as Rick Astley for Halloween last year. And he cut, well, with my permission, we cut the cable off his karaoke mic, which was just one of these 1/4 inch jack dealios. It was terrible. I was like, I've got mics of the obscure variety, and we'll give you one for your karaoke machine. I forgot about it, and he never touched his karaoke machine. So when he saw this, he's like, can I have this? And I was like, as soon as I review it,
Can I
oh,
have
yeah, you
it?
can. Let's plug this thing up.
Yeah.
And we're on the singing machine, the $2.23 pink hollowish singing machine. The first thing I notice is, wow,
sound
dynamic
horrible.
mics are not all the same. Like, while this does output sound, it is just weird in the headphones. It does not sound balanced. It does not sound full. It may sound fine on the video end, but through my Yamaha AG06 Mark II mixer,
This is how you do a video.
it is
I know.
meh.
Relax a little.
Very
Like,
meh. But again, we're talking about
He's
in
having
comparison
fun.
to the SM58. Hell, I have a big old bag back there. Where'd that come from? What are you doing here?
what are
Fine.
you doing here?
Kind of. Kind of
Oh,
sucks.
man.
Let's do some tests on this thing. On off switch. Let's see if it makes an audible
Hold
click.
on.
Turning it
Where does he do the?
The what?
on. A little bit of a
Oh.
click on.
Yeah, here we go.
That's fantastically bad.
Fantastically bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Bart, and that's what I say.
Fantastically
Like
bad.
I'll watch his reviews on an iPhone because his stuff is like, I'm not watching this so I could go buy the karaoke machine. I just need me some Bark right now.
Yeah.
So I listen to it on my iPhone all the time. In fact, sometimes I'm watching him while I'm driving. Like I'll have my phone on the dashboard and I'll hit play and watch him, and my daughter's like, Dad,
Watch
Dick.
the
I
road.
said,
Yeah.
Madison, shut up. I'm watching Bark.
I'm watching both. Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
red vines are so much better.
All right, now I got to go on a hunt for red vines.
Me too. We have to try it.
He said Kevin gets it.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's something I do. If you know, I'll play a little bit of clip from someone's channel, but only from people that I like. And you know, if you want, you got to watch the. I'm not playing the whole thing because it's their video. They worked
Yeah,
hard.
you got
Give
to
them
go
the
watch their
view.
video and
It's their
like
video.
it
So there's a clip
and
of it. Go watch
comment.
the whole thing on his channel. Give him a like, comment, show him some love, and
great.
subscribe. Dang it, subscribe,
great.
people.
If you haven't already.
Yes, if you haven't already, subscribe. I'm telling you right now, Bronson and Bark are like the greatest, like just
Bronson's
spontaneous.
stuff, when I watch his videos, I feel like I'm not watching a YouTuber's video. It's like I'm watching this major production. His lighting looks good. His video looks good. It's just and then the cat thing. I love the cat thing.
When I watch Bronson, and I told him this, he reminds me of the guys I used to hang out with in high school.
Yeah,
And,
I remember. Yeah,
when I watch him, I feel like I'm in the room, but I'm behind the camera, just sitting on a couch watching him do a YouTube video. Like it's just like I'm watching my friend. We're hanging out in a room, and he's just making a video, and I'm laughing, but trying not to laugh so loud to ruin his video. Like, hey man, just hold tight. I'm gonna bang out this video real quick. That's like it's that kind of a personal connection he gives the viewer, where it's like I'm not on my side of the monitor watching. I'm in the room with him watching him do it. Not very, 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 very few people can do a video review where you leave and you remember the connection more than the video you watched. Like, I don't know what microphone review I just watched, but I remember watching Bronson yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the stuff that we desperately need more of.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you are a master class of how to just like.
Yeah, it looks good.
And I want to do a kitty purr test. Like my cat was yesterday again tinkering with all this stuff when I stumbled across the fine discovery, and I was trying to record that again last night. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, man, my cat was sitting there and she was doing the kitty purr thing. And I'm like, I should do the kitty purr test. And I find, nope, I won't do it because that's Bronson's. And you cannot, there are certain things you just don't do. You do not encroach.
I wouldn't be able to if I wanted to anyway. Mine won't sit long enough to do that.
Yeah.
They're all skittish and want to run.
Imitation is the greatest form of flattery, but there are some things you just don't, okay? You just
Right.
don't wear James Brown cape. Okay? That's his cape when he's done with the performance. There's only one guy who does that. You can't do that. So, what is me?
Huh?
Sorry, I'm getting slap happy. I have a bad hip. It hurts, so I stand the whole time.
Yeah.
I felt terrible. Like, we did a 3-hour podcast, and I'm sitting here like my legs were numb from sitting in my chair.
And sitting, yeah.
And then I realized when I got off, I was like, Bronson stands, and I had, oh my gosh, dude, this guy's gonna go to work tomorrow. And he's going to say all kinds of wonderful things about me to everybody at work. I feel
bad.
Tomorrow.
I couldn't stand that long, man. And I don't have a bad hip.
Yeah.
That's brutal. Bronson,
you never know. I went back and watched. I tried to watch the beginning, and then I watched the end again. No. And you could not tell that if he was tired, if he was hurting. Bronson, I could not tell. Could not tell. Good point. Good point. Get it? That's a good point. Spot on. Good point. Yeah. Tom Buck, eat your heart out.
That's funny. Good point.
No Dave. I thought Dave would be on here tonight.
Yeah.
He must be in overtime in tennis. So, yep.
Couldn't do that. Couldn't do
that red surprise is coming soon.
I can't wait.
Every morning I look at that email and look at that picture. Nailed it. Yep.
Yeah. Period.
Yep. Spectacular. Spectacular.
Spectacular. Oh man.
Alrighty. 3 hours and 15 minutes. We
Yeah.
managed to do it again. We were almost an hour late from technical difficulties.
We still got 3 hours.
Still
I think
got
3 hours is a good benchmark. I
And we
accidentally
didn't-
sent that. Oh,
Yeah.
but it's all right, Brunson. We all got the point.
Dude, Bronson, have you ever fell asleep with the phone in your hand and wake up and you've deleted apps on your phone because your finger was on it? And then like it does the thing where and you keep hitting it and you wake up the next morning and like some of your apps are gone. I do that all the time. I wake up in the morning, I was like, where's Facebook? Where'd this app go?
He stands until he falls asleep. Like a horse. Horses sleep standing up.
I've fallen asleep in this chair. Since I get POTS, like I fade fast, and if I just take a minute to close my eyes, my family will come up and I'll be just like in the chair, drool. There's like this like wet puddle
Why
on my
can't you leave
sleeve.
the camera recording once and do that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no. I don't know if I could.
So
I've done that though, where I've left my camera recording and I'm editing on one screen, and I've still got the camera there because sometimes I'll record and I'm like, oh, I need to add this to it, so I'll do a quick segment to add to it to throw in there, and I'll record myself dozing off and hitting like face planting the microphone. Yeah.
So I was gonna say, if he's got a bad hip, he's conditioned himself to be able to stand for long periods.
Which you got to be careful too, because like I did that with my bad knee for years, and all you do is tear up the other knee, and now I've tore up my hip too.
Right.
Like I'm gonna need hip surgery eventually.
You'll cause problems when you're compensating.
Yeah. Yes. Yep. What do you use to edit? I use DaVinci Resolve. What do you use, Clay?
Final Cut Pro.
And I think Bronson is DaVinci Resolve too. If I remember the AM8 behind the scenes, at least he was color correcting.
Yeah, he's in what?
I think he was DaVinci Resolve, because I think I remember seeing him in DaVinci Resolve for color correction.
Sometimes I have like an app that I purchase. It's on my phone. It's called Video Leap. Every now and then I'll use it for one of the qualities that it offers, and I'll make a segment and then I'll put it. What?
Sorry.
Super chat?
They would pay super chat to see me drooling it while I'm sleeping. Sorry, you were. Yep, DaVinci Resolve. I thought
DaVinci Resolve, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. I like I said, that's what I learned on.
Because I started editing. When I first started editing, I did everything on iMovie on my iPad and my laptop.
I never really used it.
And that was good.
Yeah.
But you're capped at, I think it was 720 for a while. It was as high as you could go. So then I'm like, all right, I needed to start another one. And someone said, if you're going to start with the hardest one. If you're starting fresh, like some people that are already in Final Cut Pro or this or that, it's hard to switch to DaVinci Resolve because you're already in one complicated.
It's two different ecosystems.
Yeah. And they're both complicated. So it's a huge, you have to unlearn, then learn.
Yeah.
So he said, like, if you're just jump into DaVinci Resolve because it's the professional studio of choice. If you get the pro package, like that's where they're going with it. That to start there if you're starting from scratch. So that's what I did.
It's very good.
That's my next big purchase is the pro version.
Yeah, you want to get to I did use it was called Power Director by a company called Cyberlink. That was very, very similar to like DaVinci Resolve and
Yep.
I used that for a little while.
Yep. A couple of weeks, and then I jumped into DaVinci Resolve. But I remember that.
Same here. Yep. I did it just for what you said. Bronson said, if you're gonna learn the hard one.
Yep. Jump in
that's
while
why,
you can.
That's why I did it. Yep.
Start simple. And that's what I love about DaVinci Resolve. It is hard. It is difficult, but they have that section in there. The cut section, which is just the basics, just trimming it down.
Yeah.
Yep. And Bronson said same thing. He used Premiere Pro for a long time, but 2 years ago switched to DaVinci Resolve.
Yeah. Yep.
How long did it take you, Bronson, to get used to it? Like you said, 2 years ago you switched. How long was it before it was like, all right, your DaVinci
See,
Resolve, your Premiere Pro habits were gone.
to me, those two are very similar.
Are they?
I thought so because I used Premiere Pro for a while, but I just got tired of paying for it. I couldn't justify the expense because I wasn't making. I'm not making money. So I was like, this I had to get. To me, Final Cut Pro is a lot easier than all the other ones. 6 months.
6 months at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, and that's what they're saying. Like, if you're starting from fresh, that's 6 months of learning more because you're not having to dump information and reassimilate.
Mm-hmm.
I still use Premiere Pro shortcuts. Color grading is it's like, and we talked about that in me and Bronson's podcast together. Was color correction is the final frontier for me, and I don't touch it because it is so complicated. Like
It's hard.
I do the basics. You know, I go in and I go to, let me see if I can. I go into the color correction. You got the two main ones where you could adjust the greens, the yellows, and the green, the red, and the blues. So I'm getting late.
Yep.
But the RGBs, but you can change those, but the frequencies and all that stuff, I can't get there.
No, I don't. Yeah.
And Fusion scares the crap out of me. I've tried to go into Fusion to do stuff.
Fusion.
And I have ruined footage.
What's Fusion?
Fusion is a section where you get to do like the graphics, like, you know, where I was talking about, you could like give a person, you could record a shot of someone standing somewhere and then make it look like their hands were fireballs and they could throw fireballs from their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can start doing the CGI stuff kind of thing. It's not CGI, so to speak, but you could do things.
Yeah, motion graphics.
Yes, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to get into that too, but that doesn't apply to anything that's in my workflow, so I don't touch it.
Right.
But I want to get into color grading. I do. Especially because my studio is wood, like flesh tone, wood. So if I'm switching from one camera to using my iPhone for certain shots and things like that, I want to be able to get into color correction to get them close. Because now, when I switch to my iPhone for unboxing videos, the color is off. It's way off compared to the Sony ZV-10, which is dialed in pretty good. But on an iPhone, it does not shoot wood the same color like that. I've got to get the color correction down if I'm going to start switching and using my iPhone more for unboxing videos, because I do not have the patience or the time to sculpt the masterpieces of B-roll that Bronson does.
I know.
He is a man amongst boys when it comes to B-roll. I've said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. When I watch his B-roll, I want to just become a shoe salesman. I quit.
Just want to give
I
up.
can't touch that.
Yeah.
I can't go anywhere near that.
No, he's got good stuff, man.
You said shoot wood. It's getting late. Yeah. I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not going to try to fix that. You should hear me on some. I mean, I can trip up and mess up some phrases.
You know what's funny is I read that and I hear it in like Beavis and Butthead.
Yes.
voice.
Yes.
You
I
said
don't know
shoot
how
wood.
many. Okay. Like I said, I wasn't raised in a church. I didn't know. Like, I was a heathen. And man, I don't know how many nights in high school we were under the influence of certain substances watching Beavis and Butthead till 4 a.m, and certain people would wake up and their pants were wet because they didn't even make it to the bathroom and they wouldn't even stop watching the show. Like, it was pathetic, pathetic human beings.
Yeah. So this is what I do, Chris. He's on the iPhone 15, I guess. I'm on an iPhone 13, but it records in Apple ProRes. I don't always do it.
Yep, this is 15, and it is amazing.
Oh yeah. Yep. That works. This is like I said, a lot of this is just my phone, and it looks good because the phone is compensating for all the white balance and color, and it's not me. Yeah. You fading out?
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. It's okay to be tired.
One of the things I have I not only have POTS, but I also have small fiber neuropathy. So I don't have any feeling. I don't feel pain in my hands or my feet. Like I got to get to the bone before I feel something. So I could burn, like I could grab onto hot stuff. I could
That's not
hold my
good.
hand over a flame and not feel the. I could smell the flesh burning before I feel it. It's not till the bone starts to that I feel it. But one of the other things I have is called gastroparesis, where my stomach, the muscles, the nerves that control my stomach are damaged. So your stomach has a door in the front and then on the bottom. So when you eat something, it comes in one end and it goes, into whatever. So the muscles control the doors. Those are
Hmm.
damaged. So the door on the bottom doesn't work. They want to put a pacemaker on my stomach, which will allow it to for stuff to go. So when I talk for a long period of time, uh, I don't get gas. I just burp more.
Oh,
Okay, just being blunt.
you're like,
All right.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't have the gas problem. I just start belching. So like I've been muting for like the last hour because instead of it coming out the other end, it's coming up this way, and it can be problematic. Like when you're live streaming, you could let one go and no one
yeah,
would ever know, the wiser.
yeah.
But if you're burping, they know it. So it's
You can
the
let one
small. Okay,
go
we're
and
getting
they would
late. We're
never
getting
know.
honest. All right.
Yeah.
But the things we deal with as content creators, that's like one of my struggles. Is like if it gets too late, I have to stop because it comes out the wrong end, which is the top end, which means I can't get a video out because I start
And
burping.
normally that's not the wrong end.
Right? It's
But when you're trying to do
yeah.
this,
If you're in a room full of people, this is the right end because you're not,
yeah,
But
yeah,
when you're trying to do a YouTube video
you
from
can,
here up, you need it
yeah.
to go up the other end. I can't.
In
Can't
a
believe
room
we're
full of
talking
people,
about this. Ah.
a belch is much more acceptable. Well,
Uh,
we can tell everybody good night and that we will see them next week.
Yeah, let's just wrap these up. I have an iPhone XR. I just upgraded from that like 3 months ago. I had the XR. And that
Really?
shoots 4K. The XR shoots 4K. I shot
Yeah.
my
No, it
first
was
commercial on social media commercial on an iPhone XR in 4K, and that launched me into the next job, which paid $1,000 for a 5-minute video. So
mine was the 11 Pro. The first commercial I made was with an 11 Pro.
yeah, they're great. Put it on a
Yeah.
gimbal. It was amazing.
I had I still got it. The Osmo, the first one.
Yeah. I think we lost Bronson, which is good. I don't need him knowing. I hope he never hears what we just said.
And then we'll get this little comment that he's like, "Nope, I heard it."
Oh, please don't be here. Please go to bed. Please fall. I hope he fell asleep at his desk. Right, talking about fall asleep, standing up. I hope he just fell asleep.
Ah,
Back to the retro review. I have a Samsung S5 to S10. Also, I run both. Kevin,
yeah.
secrets told. Secrets told.
Yeah.
Night, guys. Thank you for entertaining me.
Kevin.
Love these guys.
We're getting ready
Oh
to go.
no,
Oh,
I
look,
am
look, I
here.
told you.
That's it.
I told you.
I quit.
So Bronson, you have to maybe bring that back up for us at some point.
We've got some good clips here from these long podcasts. Chad said that one thing, that joke I said about the road and their logos. I've got to clip
Yeah.
that. I got to clip it and make a short
So
out of it.
on these lives, do you have to? Because you don't have it recorded, or do you record
Yes,
it?
I record them, yeah, and then
Oh,
I
okay.
download the audio and video copies of them.
Okay, so
So-
you're doing both. You're doing live and recording it.
Yeah, and in the one where we did the podcast together, me, you, and Chad, I think it was the 2 hour mark where I said the road thing that just everybody went nuts. He's like, and Chad's like, you got to clip that. You got to clip that.
I'll give you my login info for Opus, and you can just drop it in there and do it.
All right.
you want.
I'll get the account for it because I need it.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's so easy. Oh no!
This
I
is
am
why
here.
This is why you shouldn't go past three. Nothing good happens on a podcast after 3 hours.
2.5.
2.5. Well, I
Yeah,
got
2.5. We start getting real relaxed.
Yeah. Night, Kevin. Night, Chris. Thank you, Chris. You're awesome. Appreciate
Yep.
you, brother. Kevin, thank you for being here. This is when the fun stuff starts coming. That's why I'm getting off. That's why I'm getting
Yeah.
off. My wife already
Everybody's
texted
getting
me and said, "You're
delirious.
letting
Yeah.
too many of your secrets out. You need to stop. Be careful."
See, but I appreciate this.
Oh,
I appreciate the realness.
the POTS and gastroparesis and yeah, the struggle is real when it comes to content creation, not
Yeah.
workflow, but body flow.
Body. You got stuff
Oh,
flowing, all right.
yeah, I get
Well,
gassy, but it's
Bronson,
the wrong end.
good night. We're getting ready to go.
Yes, sir.
We stayed
Thanks,
on
Bronson.
longer.
Thank you so much for jumping in, man. Love to have you on again. You just let me know when.
Yep.
You don't have to be here for the full 3 hours. We promise. You just, like you said, you got pre-authorized access to jump in whenever you want.
Jump in, jump out.
Yep. So no pressure. All right. So next Friday we'll be back on again, 8 o'clock.
Sounds good. Don't forget to comment any ideas you guys have for next week.
Yes. Yeah. Throw some comments down below. Any ideas or videos, hot button topics you'd like us to discuss. Again, in this
Yep.
video, comment in this video so we could look back and add
Correct.
it to our
Yeah.
convo next week.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
It was fun.
Love it. Thanks. Thank you
Let's jump in.
guys. Clay,
All right, man.
it's been
Yep.
awesome.
Mike,
I'm gonna go crash. I think I look
Go
like
do
I'm
that.
asleep with my eyes
you
open.
you are ready and you deserve it. So
And I gotta meet someone at 7 o'clock in the morning for coffee.
better get to sleep.
I'll do it Sunday
It's
at
7
church.
o'clock.
And I'll do it Sunday at church when I'm preaching. I should get
What? Sleep?
all right.
All right, man. Have a good night.
All right. See you guys. Have a good night. God bless.
All right. Bye.